to get going here, and I think that means it is time to head over to the war room.
Hello. Yes, welcome to the War Room of Hell with myself, ODPixel, and
Wow.
we're going to be joined by Scriff for today. I'm sorry.
It's the leg from last week's leg.
The entrance to hell is a little rough, you know. Just be careful on your way.
We got some.
We got a Spirit Breaker first pick from Elements. So what do we think about that?
I'm not feeling too good about that.
It should be over here.
I know
There.
Fog's homesick.
that's
If he
good.
were here, he would tell you what a horrible hero Spirit Breaker is.
Shadow Shaman.
Shadow
That's
Shaman's a
also
pretty
over
nice answer to that.
Oh, you got Shaman?
Insta-lock,
I got
stun.
Spirit Breaker. Let's see.
Good stuff.
Is it Elements,
So
Dire,
Elements
right?
is on Dire, so they're this VP's on Radiant.
He's roaming.
And that'll be down. Yep.
And it looks like, is that Magnus Bane first bans here from BP?
Oh, that is a Magnus Bane opening in bands, yep. And Earthshaker. Oh, there's a quick draft. Where's the Shaker?
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
What do you guys think, Sprax?
I'm curious about the roster first pick. Is he really first pick material now?
First 2 VP, Shadow Shaman, Earthshaker?
I mean,
how
Ross
normal is this?
What's up, buddy?
I was saying, how normal is this? You have the first pick, Spirit Breaker, into
Did you get Shadow Shaman?
Shadow Shaman, and then Shaker.
Yeah, you fine.
I mean, Shadow Shaman's a pretty nice answer against Spirit Breaker.
Oh, the break.
Hex for when he's charging somebody that you can catch him out on.
That's
then
true.
a lot of utility pushing and kind of keeping back the Darkseer as well. With the so I don't think it's that bad.
Did you say you got buffed base damage?
Yeah, he got even more base
He
damage.
did,
I
yeah,
believe.
+6.
He's the
he's got
biggest one in the game or something?
He
or
has
third
the
biggest?
third highest
Third,
in the
okay.
game, and I think the highest of range heroes, I want to say.
Probably.
So I think
74,
Treant's
right?
the highest overall.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, for
I
sure.
think he's like Treant. I know Chaos Knight's also up there very high, and then Sven's also in the top 5 or 6. But yeah, he's definitely third overall. I think it's 74 base damage he goes into lane.
He hit the
Wow.
gym.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Hitting the gym. That little man
Almost makes up for having like 280 base movement speed.
Yeah,
Or
almost.
285, something like that.
almost makes up for being a horrible hero.
What the hell,
Do you guys think he's actually that bad? I want to see him played mid, like in Han. Polywog Priest.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
That's what I wanna
Polywog
see.
Priest.
I was actually
Isn't that
talking.
a Pokemon?
No. that-
Crazy.
The Polywog Priest.
that-
It's either a Pokemon or a racist term. I mean, it's a weird name.
no,
we
it's-
don't have that in Dota.
He's Shadow Shaman's distant inbred relative, I think is really what it comes down
Oh
to.
my.
But do you
Polygon
think it's
Priest.
viable, though? Brax, I was talking to Suns fan about this, and he agrees. He really wants to see this, and I just don't think it's viable.
I really want to see it, but I think it's awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His lane matchups are pretty bad for the
And
most part.
he's just too easy to rotate on. You know, his low movement speed has no getaways. Spirit Breaker charges him once. I mean, unless you have vision and you can hex
Hey, he's got an
immediately.
instant hex, you know.
Yeah, instant
What
hex.
else do you need? Someone's running it. Yep, turn him into a chicken or whatever his one is.
Yeah.
You can turn him into a sheep, can't he? With one of the items. A sheep that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Didn't you
can
see
get a sheep.
the Leaf Eater YouTube? The Jungle Shadow
Jungle
Shaman?
Shadow Shaman?
5 minutes.
Ah. You
It's
get
level 5 or
what is it,
something.
Ether Shock and Clarity, and you just sit
Yeah.
in between those 3 camps on Radiant side, chop down the trees,
It's great.
stack them, spam them.
Approved.
Okay.
You
I
get
like that.
level 4,
That's
4.5
awful.
minutes. Yeah. Don't do
Well,
it.
only level 4?
I think it's only only level.
Venom,
you get
it's
level
like
4.
5.
It's not quick. It's not good.
No.
Brax is shaking his head in disbelief that somebody actually
Yeah,
wasted
no,
their
no, no.
time trying that.
I mean, Shadow Shaman is just like classic super lockdown, right? I mean,
Yeah.
he's just really good, but he thrives on teams that don't have good coordination.
Yes.
Because he's put the snake under the tower, he's grabbing one of your people, he's turning somebody else into something, and that's why he's not that great in pro play, because those teams typically have a lot of coordination. They know,
Yeah.
okay, let's kill people now let's take the snakes. So, pretty interesting pickup here. We haven't talked at all about Earthshaker.
No. And are we thinking it's a core, possibly?
I hope so.
I
you-
hope so, but we put it on the safe lane to be
Yeah.
safe. I think it's more likely to be a
Sure.
not position 3.
But he has the new True Strike, right, with the Enchant Totem.
Yeah,
That is correct.
So-
that's
I mean, that's
hype.
kind of good. I mean,
But
that's
you
not
wouldn't pick
that
him
amazing,
first
is it?
2 as a core,
Yeah,
I think, for that.
something like that.
Yeah, that
sure.
change sounded pretty gimmicky to me. How often is it, oh, Earthshaker in the clutch with the True Strike?
Yeah,
I mean,
thank
that
God
just...
he's got that.
Okay, I kind
Put
of like
some
this
PA,
now.
right?
People are picking up Earthshaker a lot lately just for the massive amount of early game bursts
Yeah.
that you can do along with the Shadow Shaman. So you max the Q in Shadow Shaman, you get that burst from Earthshaker, and now you got a Venge to capitalize on that. I would definitely bet that's going to be a carry Venge.
Yeah.
And they're
Yeah.
probably going to try lane it and just dominate their early
Safe
game.
lane.
Maybe they go
position
aggressive
1.
with it.
They could go aggressive with that tri-lane.
That is a nasty aggro try.
But it's also a tri-lane that can deal with a Darkseer, I feel. Like, it's like, whatever. They can try and, bully the Darkseer out the lane quite easily and quite early. And
Well,
there you
glad
go.
we talked about it now, boys. That's
Hell yeah. Did you guys know that he has flying vision, no miss? Kind of like how Batrider flies? Think
just
about
like
it.
Batrider Firefly. It's a great
Think
example.
about it, guys. Great example.
So, all right, Brax, talk to us about Visage, though. I mean, we were joking that this hero's terrible, but obviously it has some merit. What does he bring to the table?
He's definitely not terrible. He has a lot of damage for a support hero, and he can farm a lot. His talents are pretty good. He has like a 90 gold per minute talent level 10, and he's one of those supports that kind of scale well into the game. He goes for like that Solar Crest, Aghanims, AC kind of build up, and plays like the AUI style, where he's on the side lanes, farms it up a lot.
You think the Solar Crest change will impact the item build on Visage, moving from now it's no longer 25% mischance, but 25% true strike when your team attacks them? It's kind of a strange change that seems like the numbers aren't in its favor.
Yeah, I would say so. I don't think. I think Solar Crest is on its way out.
But is that enough to dissuade Visage from picking it? Even just a medallion on Visage can get a lot done in the early game.
That's true.
I don't feel like there's anything better to build on him. Maybe you'd go for Atos instead or something, but
Another item that got a tweak.
Yeah.
Easier build up.
The
I
old
think it's
Yatos?
still pretty good.
All right.
Just the minus 10
I mean,
armor.
you already have the Darkseer mech carry, right? So you don't need to grab that on Visage or anything.
So what's going on here?
Sure.
One of these three Shaker Venge Shamans got to be a core. Is it the mid Shaman, a
It's
VP
Polywog
Charlotte?
Priest.
No,
Are we putting the Shaman in the mid?
it's not Polyworld
I'm going to put
Priest.
the Shaman in the mid.
There's
I'm
no
going to put him in the
way.
mid. I'm putting him in the mid.
No,
We're doing it.
get him out of the
So
mid.
I want to say something that might be dumb,
All
but
right.
off-lane Morphling. Is that crazy right now? Any possibility?
I mean, what kind of lockdown do they have on?
What about
elements right
Lil? Support Morphling. Roaming Morphling. He's done it with Weaver. 7.06. He's bringing it in with a Morph.
See, but that made
Max
sense
out
with
the
the
strength. Go with the
Wait,
what,
Drought
4 second
Aura.
stun.
What if I say mid-morph?
Mid Morph. My goodness.
now? Morph.
Griff, you are crazy.
What's wrong with you guys?
Over
Just
Shadow
put all the
Shaman?
heroes.
No?
Put them all mid.
You don't agree this over this?
Well, I mean, I would actually rather have the shaman mid than a morph. Yeah,
Yeah, I
will
think I
say
would
that.
too.
Roaming morph?
Roaming
See,
jungle
but
morph.
in this situation, isn't it really hard for Morphling mid against the Spirit Breaker? Can't he just kind of pick on him and just keep chain charging to zone him out?
I mean,
Yeah, it's pretty bad against the TA, especially.
Yeah, that too.
I mean, I guess most likely it's going to be an off-lane Shaker.
Yeah.
That's the most normal thing that could be here.
seconds remaining.
yep.
So we
One
move
more.
I
on.
think we'll go with normal. Yeah, we'll put Shaker in the off-lane. We'll
5
put Shaman
seconds
back down
remaining.
here with the Venge supporting the Morphling. I think that's the most sensible thing.
Reserve
And now
time.
VPC the mid matchup as well
Yeah.
with the TA, right? So
Yeah.
you get the counter picks, I guess.
I guess it's possible. Maybe they were thinking mid morph and they saw the TA and now they're going, well, maybe we should switch this up, guys.
Kind of how. That's why I like VP. You know, you never really know what their heroes are gonna do. You got Lil on his Weaver, supposed to be going fourth, and then if the game's not looking good, it becomes like position 1. They're a
Right.
very fluid team, so. I like this so far. It's very hard to predict what they're going to do. Elements is very cut and dry. You know exactly what that team's going to do with every single
Right.
one of their people. So, yeah, so far it's interesting. I
And
like it.
this Elements draft has an interesting bit of lockdown. You've got stun from Spirit Breaker, you've got the stun from the birds, but not the most reliable stuns, and then Darkseer, Vac Wall, not exactly a lockdown. I feel like they need something to just hold them in place.
Well, you do have the Spirit Breaker level 25, the 30% bash chance.
Well, I mean,
So-
that's all you need.
That will keep you in. When that level 25. Trust me, once he gets there, you're going to win. You're going to win, Brad.
What's interesting to me is that
Not even a word, buddy?
No.
Come on.
what's interesting to me is that
10 seconds
Sven is either
remaining.
banned or picked, right?
Ah, Sven is
Yeah,
there.
interesting.
And
I mean,
he would probably be pretty good
5
with Elements,
seconds
Darkseer,
I like it.
He would be good with
Vacuum,
Elements.
Sven stun,
Yeah.
all that
Team
jazz.
pick.
That'd be great. Much
Some old
needed
EG
lockdown.
stuff.
I'm with it. Also, just putting him with the Darkseer, giving him Surge to close the gap, start off the fights.
Oh my god, you know who we didn't talk about?
Oh.
Not him, Slark's boring. Jakiro! That is the new hero,
He
dude.
can
around
pierce
there
BKB
somewhere.
now, right? With a macro pyre. That's something.
Dual breath, super hype, level 25.
Oh yeah, Dendi went. Was it Dendi? Somebody did a mid Jakiro, right?
Yeah, it was Dendi.
Yeah, that's.
That was
TNC,
pre-patch.
TNC played it now in Star Series.
Yeah, they
earlier
did it a
today.
few times today, didn't
Like
they?
all their games,
Yeah,
they could,
they
I
were
think.
spamming
Yeah,
the
dude.
Jakiro.
Like 3 or 4 games.
Some proof of
Jakiro is
concept.
hype. All right,
Is
Tower
the-
Melter.
How far we've come.
Is the immunity thing, or the piercing spell immunity, is that 25?
That is 25.
Yes.
It's 25, yeah.
And it's just macro pyre,
Which
not
isn't
all
that hard.
spells.
He
So
does
that never
have
happens.
No, he has an XP
Well, if
talent.
it's core, if it's a solo mid, is it the XP talent at level 10 or 15?
I believe it's early, and I think it's like 20% or something.
I think he has a pretty decent XP
Yeah, yeah.
one.
Okay.
Could happen. Just get that Midas.
Jakiro last pick. Oh, they take the
there's your
storm.
mid.
All right.
Still.
Where you
Okay,
at?
so that makes a little bit
He's
more
in.
sense here.
So it seems like offlane Earthshaker.
There he is.
Ramses picks up the Morphling, so
Yep.
there you go.
Afterlife. Oh no, wait, no, it's Pasha playing Shaker. So it's looking like either an offlane Venge or an offlane Shard. It could be an off. It's going to be.
What?
Wait, no, what am I on about?
Solo
What am I on
shaman?
about? I'm thinking of Empire, lol. Yeah, no, it's right. You're right. You're bang on, guys. You're bang on. Ignore me. Yeah, ignore me.
Okay, boys, quickly, we need some predictions here from the panel. Slacks, who's taking game one?
I want to go for Elements, of course. I love the underdogs, as you guys know, but I feel like VP's draft is super cool and super unique, so gotta go for them on this one. Elements, impress me next time.
Brax?
I'm definitely gonna have to go with VP. I think they actually probably have like the best players in each position from the CIS region. I think they're super strong.
Okay. I'd love to be the Contrarian, but I'm going to fall right into line. Virtus Pro once
Caster's
again.
Curse! Come
Caster's
on,
Curse.
EPG! Let's go!
Let's see what they do. And with that said, folks, we've got a game ready to rock and roll. Game one of this 2-game series coming up now.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Casting Panel. I'm Odie Pixar. I'll be joined by the wonderful Brax from NA today, as we'll be taking you through some potentially exciting games, or potentially rather one-sided. We'll see if Elements can step it up today. They've had some tough times here at the Dream League already, and it could get tougher. They're against VP, as you stated, some of the strongest players in the CIS region, and to be fair, some of the strongest players in the world. VP are good, aren't they, Brax?
Yeah, VP are definitely looking extremely good right now.
And with the drafts complete, you know, you had time to look over. You said VP. I mean, is that just because they're VP, or do you actually think that what they've got going for them in terms of a draft is just a bit better rounded than Elements?
I think when you look at their draft, you kind of go like, that's kind of got their VP style. You know, they got their offlane Shaker, Visage bringing out. Doesn't look too bad.
Oh, well, actually see Elements get a bit of a fortune here, as they'll be able to walk themselves into first blood and manage to get it going the way of Swift Ending. The rest of VP coming across just a little too late, as Pasha was caught alone. So
Yeah.
that's always got to be nice, especially when you're playing the position one. You're you're loving life if you get yourself first blood.
I'd like to change my prediction right about now.
Yeah. Elements for the win. We'll see. And we'll see what kind of lanes they go for now, if indeed VP want to do anything in terms of aggressive laning. But it looks like we are... Yeah, we're not going to see that. We are going to see both teams just stick to the safe lane. I mean, do you imagine we'll see a certain team have a better time in this laning stage?
Oh, Jesus.
We
I thought that was, I was like, oh my god, that's coming from the game. No, I think Darkseer has a pretty good lane setup here.
Okay.
And I'm kind of surprised that Spirit Breaker isn't laning with him, but he decided to kind of sit mid right now. He's got the Orb of Venom, but look, Darkseer, he can just cut the wave.
Yeah.
They can't really do anything about it right now, so...
Yeah, for sure. I mean, a little just Shroud and Magic Missile, and that was it for the moment. It's mid lane, certainly going to be very chaotic. Ping Vinsec backed up by Gogi. No one having the help of Solo. And, I mean, do you expect to see this mid lane end up pretty one-sided, or is it going to be close between these two?
It'll probably be pretty close. It's slightly TA favored, but it's a lane where if the Storm is skilled enough, he can do very, very well. And of course, he can just dip out into the jungle anyways. The lane is extremely hard, but this dual lane actually makes it pretty hard for TA because she kind of relies on the refraction charges, and Shadow Shaman, of course, gives him the...
Oh, yeah,
old grip.
Shackle's super good, isn't he, against
Yeah.
that? All right, yeah, really ticks through it very quickly. So that's going to be a little bit of worry. Already low on mana, though, Solo. He's already gone in with the first two early Shackles. So, in fact, they're going to try to abuse that. They'll just go with the charge. And here, with the refraction moving in, Solo will put the Fairy Fire. It does keep him alive. But, I mean, Solo playing on the edge of his life there. He's probably got to head back now. He's sticking around. I mean, he's playing a bit crazy, isn't he, on this Shaman?
Yeah, mid lane looks so weird now. There's so many creeps.
I mean, that's true, actually.
Warzone.
And, I mean, so... What's he doing, bro? Oh, he's got another Fairy Fire. He trusts it. And he's actually going to live again Solo. I mean, he's playing around on the most minuscule of HP. And at the moment, it's paying off. It's got to be pretty triggering, I imagine, if you're Elements. Because like, we've got this kill. And twice, they haven't got this kill.
Luck was not on their side, man. No bash.
My goodness. And with that, both team supports will take the long, lonely route back to base after having traded. And in terms of CS, it's ended up pretty close between the Storm and the TA, so not really taking a huge lead. The other lanes at the moment, what we got was Slark, Swift Ending, doing fine in CS, and the same can be said certainly for Ramses down here on the bottom. But it's as you mentioned, the fact that Mitch is still finding a place down there, not feeling too worried at all. We're actually going to see a rotation from the Vengeance towards the mid lane.
You know, Slacks was right. Mitch is the man. He's off to a great start right now in his lane. Looks like they can't touch him at all.
Let's see if they get this hit. I mean, this is going to be a lot of patience from Lil. Maybe even watching out for a courier snipe as well. But he's keeping himself well hidden in those trees behind Ping. This is, I mean, what is it? Is he waiting for a courier, or is he just looking to set up on mid?
I think he's looking to set up, but of course, courier is always nice if you can get it. It's a pretty good time right now to gank mid, too. He's got no mana.
Yeah.
Soul's just manning up on him, kind of taunting him right now, too. He just can't do anything about it.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, Ping's having to play very careful. Bottom lane, Ramses was gone upon here by Gogi and Mitch. Falls low, but now looking for the turnaround. Lil, already throwing out the magic missile. In fact, Gogi comes back with the bash, keeping Ramses down low. Does have a lot of mana to play with. Salves there ready as well, so we'll be able to top himself back up.
That's where the lane starts to get really hard, right? Once the Spirit Breaker starts to rotate in, Morphling's got no mana, no HP. Just has to tank these Ion Shells all day long. It's not a good feeling.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Elements, who are you more scared about having the better early game? Is it the Storm you want to put more focus on, or do you really need to start looking at this Morphling?
I feel like they probably have a nice TP out there. He's going to live.
Smart man.
They kind of can't deal with everything at once, so they kind of got to pick and choose where they want to pressure. And it feels like it's pretty difficult for them to pressure mid lane because Solo started there with the Shadow Shaman.
Yeah. Kind
of burned all of TA's mana up, no shrines until 5 minutes, so he's kind of just sitting there trying to farm. But it's really easy to pressure that Darkseer lane. He's like their strongest hero in the early game, so any rotations to him are very, very easy to make.
All right, we actually go Solo, as you mentioned, rotating down towards the bottom. Goes on to Gogi. Is he going to have enough burst, though, to bring down the Space Cow as Gogi walks it off? But as we just saw already, that mid lane going pretty much as you said, you know, if the Storm Spirit has that sort of superior technical skill, he's going to have a good time. And of course, as we mentioned, with the support backup and the way they're able to zone Ping out, it's looking pretty hot for no one. 27 for 10 against the 17 for 7. There will be a charge coming across as Gogi's looking to make a go, but Solo is there. Those were the shackles, and I mean, we are seeing something here. I don't think I've seen this before, just this pick of the Shaman, putting him in, and shackles, as you mentioned, it just destroys the TA.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's interesting to see. Like, with no shrines, 2 TAs just sitting there mid lane with no mana almost the entire time. I feel like that's really swinging the mid lane nowadays, huh?
That is, yeah, it's making life very hard for Ping. Yeah, this Shaman pick, certainly doing the work here in the middle, making sure no one has a very good time. Looking at the comparison between the carries, though, both Swift Ending and Ramses still moving along nicely. Swift Ending actually slightly ahead, and of course is going to be happy with that. That first blood, he got a little bit annoyed that he didn't get that kill on Tapasha that we saw with that very clutch TP out from the Shaker.
Yeah, it would have been great for him to pick up that kill, but in the end, you know, he still has total lane control. No big deal. He's just having a good time. Oh, Jesus. Airplanes everywhere.
The noises. I think that was because of a missed CS, or I'm not sure. No, actually, no, wait, they were denying creeps. They didn't miss that.
I think he stole his deny.
Oh, did he steal his deny?
They both took one.
There we go. Something that doesn't matter, but you know, you'll pick anything to flame your teammates.
That's the new tilting play right there. Steal and carries denies.
There we go.
So, Storm is off to a pretty fantastic start here. Total free farm, highest CS in the game. Pretty much nobody can touch him right now, right? It's going to be pretty difficult for Elements Pro Gaming to deal with them when
it's true, yeah.
They pretty much only have Spirit Breaker charge to start the fight on them.
Yeah, that's but yeah, it's exactly what you guys were saying on the panel. That there just is that lack of lockdown. Unless you see some really clutch plays. Well, I mean, even with the birds, it's very hard to catch a Storm unless you manage to get him in a position out of mana. But you know, no one being no one, he's a bit of a smart kid. Very unlikely to get himself in a position where he's not going to have the mana to at least traverse around the stuns that EPG will be flying in.
Yep, and we can see Ping pretty much just moving to the jungle now. He wants none of that in the mid lane. He dies to almost any rotation right now.
Yeah, I mean, I was wondering, if, for Ping, if they actually... Is that, I believe, a sentry from the VP side blocking one of the Ancient camps, isn't it? Is that blocking it? Yeah. that is. So already, you know, knowing that there potentially could be this fallback. I don't think we've actually seen Elements try and stack the Ancients, but that certainly can be a mechanic with the new change every minute that could really buff up a TA after a poor mid performance at the start. But so far in this game, it's not going to be there for Ping to fall back on.
Yeah, and he's definitely going to need it at this rate right now. Storm is miles ahead of everyone in this game right now. But, you know, for Elements Pro Gaming, Slark is also very hard to deal with. Good at killing heroes like that Shaman, Vengeful Spirit, even the Shaker. All these heroes are very susceptible to him. And he also has the Visage Birds and Spirit Breaker to kind of follow up on these ganks that he finds.
Right, what do you think about actually the you know, the Venge pick? Because it feels like very rarely we see that back in the support role. You know, when we have seen it picked up, it's been in a position 1. Is it still a very viable hero in support?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's the hero is really powerful.
Yeah.
Right, but the traditional problems with the hero is lane phase is not great. Right, you've got like 2 stuns maximum, and she's short range, so he doesn't have the best time fighting these offlane heroes. But now the safe lane is a bit more safe. You know, so you can kind of get away with putting it in the support position, and it's also one of those heroes that can also take some farm in transition. So I like it a lot.
It's going to be very, very nice for the pushes when they come out as well. And they do sort of need that, you know, having what, Storm, Shaker, they're not going to be able to do too much to the tower, but the combination of the Morph and the Venge and the Shaman wards is going to be pretty big. EPG themselves, in terms of tower hitting, I mean, I guess if you get a good fight with the Slark, you're good to go with the shift stacks. Yeah, I've got the Visage Birds eventually, and you're hoping that your TA does get this Deso in good time. But, of course, still a long way away from that. Mid lane, looking to have a bit of a go, but it's hard to do so. Solo turns around with a quick Hex, and nothing more can be done, as Solo sitting there at the moment, loving life and soaking up the experience.
Yeah, until that Shadow Blade comes out, that's their ganking power right there.
It really is. And well, talking about a Shadow Blade coming out, he's getting the money for it, certainly. Swift Ending does find himself an opening to get in on Pasha with the Shadow Dance, and this time, no chance to TP out. So that Slark is certainly going to be hitting a good time with the Shadow Blade. And that certainly seems to be, as you say, the thing that could start to really get the momentum going for Elements.
They've got a lot of things to kind of help enable them, right? They've got the Darkseer Ion Shell. Visage might pick up a medallion eventually with the help of the birds to kind of lock down these targets and kill them quickly. So it's going to be, the game really depends on his first move. You know, if he can get a whole lot done with his rotations early on in the game, it could help put them in a pretty good position to kind of snowball a bit.
As you can see, Visage just TP across into the middle lane. I'll go for the charge forward. Solo is there, looking to hold them off. And they'll be able to continue to put pressure on, and this is pretty big. I mean, what, mid lane where you've got a Storm and you're on the verge of taking the tier 1 in 10 minutes. EPG are going to do their best to try and hold on through it. They'll go for Nether Strike onto Solo. Does manage to get the Hex out though in time onto Mitch, but with the charge onto No One, holding him back, he'll still look to commit. But in fact, this might cost No One his life. Can he get the kill? He can. And in fact, with the bottle charge, is he going to be able to get out the Soul Assumption? No! The last right click comes in. And at the end of the day, not really worth a all there for the Storm, as Elements get a double kill on their Spirit Breaker. And get the tower deny as well. Very nice.
Yeah, VP was definitely hoping for a little bit of a, you know, some more luck there. He missed the Remnant on the roll there, which would have finished off the Darkseer without him having to hit him. But in the end, it's still a tower. You know, at 10 minutes
It's off the map, at least, yeah.
Yeah.
What we got? Swift Ending, Shadow Amulet, 600 gold towards the broadsword. So himself still making very good time, and actually, yeah, with the kills we see, actually a bit of a sizable jump ahead of Ramses, who's also been having pretty much free farm, but just the involvement in those kills. Good amount of experience as well. What, level 9 at 10 minutes in? That's... can we have a look at the levels? Is that feel? Oh no, okay, it's on par with the other 3. Just got the TA and actually the offlane Shaker doing a little bit better than the Darkseer at the moment. But yeah, apologies, we do just have this short pause. But at the moment, I mean, this is something that we saw in some of the other Elements games, and they do have pretty good laning stages. This is not terrible for Elements.
No, they're actually doing very well. If we look at the net worth right now, it's actually 270 gold in their favor after losing a tower.
And
that's not bad at all. They're doing very well.
Yeah. And as you said, you feel the Shadow Blade on the Slark. I mean, VP, they can prepare for this, right? Or do you think it's pretty hard to with their heroes? Like they are on. There's a high risk that they do lose casualties to Shadow Blade as well.
There are definitely going to be casualties.
Someone's going to get picked off.
Yeah. Feel bad for Solo right now in his level 4 Shaman. 10 minutes in the game.
I guess that's the easiest target, isn't it? Definitely at this stage. You find him, you're good to go. I know he's got good ways to team up. You know, he's not going to have to go for these kills on his own, is he? They're going to be able to charge in,
Yeah.
Buff him up with an Iron Shell, make it easier for him to find these pickoff. It's a lot of it's down to Swift Ending's play, and Swift Ending, of course, Slark is his hero. That's probably his best hero. So they're going to be feeling pretty comfortable in his hands. And certainly has all the start that he needs for it. So you've got Pasha, 900 towards the Blink Dagger, so starting to make the progress, as we mentioned already, having very good levels on the hero. And is that usual on Offlane Shaker to put more points in the Totem than the Fissure?
Usually people don't max the Fissure. They put points in the Aftershock so they can farm more.
Yeah. Okay, so this is okay to speed up the farm.
Yeah. Because he doesn't really want to sit behind people that cast Fissure. He just wants to kind of farm as much as he wants.
I want to see a little bit of a go here onto Mitch, actually. Bringing him down low. Gogi will be there to cover. In fact, in comes Visage with the burst. They've got the Chainstorm of the morphing, and Ramses is gone. Oh, we talked about like a lockdown, but when they throw everything at him like that, they'll get it. That's a very good rotation for Elements. They might be able to put some pressure on the tower as well.
Yeah, this does not look like something that Ramses wants to TP back into here.
And that pressure coming in. The birds are out. Instant fortification from VP.
We see EPG already pinging out their safe lane tower. They know that Morphling, he wants no business down here at all. He's probably not going to come back, so they might want to look to set something up there preemptively, just so they can catch him off guard.
Let's see where it's... Boy, actually is going to come back into this, but you're right. This is a bit of a risky territory. Get one of the illusions out. They'll try and remove it instantly so he doesn't have something to head back to. And it looks like he will be able to hold the lane, but certainly have to still be careful, and especially with the TP back into the lane from the Darkseer. So again, Elements with 3 heroes down there on the bottom. We're seeing what Ping in the middle, starting to pick the farm back up. Still 1,000 difference between himself and no one on the net worth. And VP, they're looking to go for a smoke, and they're looking to try and enable a fight for Ramses by the looks of it on the bottom lane.
Yeah, they definitely don't want to give this up, especially with Morphling TPing back in there. They're hoping to catch out any stragglers here.
Let's see what they can do. They don't have a swap yet, of course, on Lil. And they've got the Wave of Terror. No one. Zipping up the high ground to get the vision. They'll drop the wards for this one. And making sure that they do get themselves a kill. But certainly a costly one. Wards are down. So it may limit the pushing potential for VP. Dropping them outside of a tower range.
Yep, our Slark already got a Shadow Blade. Okay, so very fast, actually.
Yeah. That 12.5 minutes. He is going to be over the moon with that. Does reveal it, of course, in lane, though. Sitting around there. So VP should be aware that he has it. Which could make it a little harder for him to get a successful rotation. And I'm actually slightly interested in the Iron Build he's queued up. Not something that we always see on Slarks, but at the moment he's going for the Shadow Blade into SNY. Did SNY get another buff this patch?
It got a little bit cheaper.
A little bit cheaper.
Yasha also lost some attack speed on it.
Okay. So a bit of an even trade-off mid lane. In with the charge, and Lil, he's going to be out and down if one more touch comes through, and it can. Gogi gets a bit of extra range there somehow, and does manage to finish off the kill.
Yeah, bringing out the Monkey King attack there, huh?
Oh, it really was. He kind of reached across the tower with his big old lantern. Charge on Pasha. I mean, if they could kill him, it would be lovely, but he is playing it safe under the tower. Very close to having that Blink Dagger.
Yeah, it's a bit weird, right? Usually we see Slark at the Shadow Blade. He kind of wants to run around, but...
I mean, that's the thing there. Yeah.
But Swift Ending kind of prioritizing his farm here a bit more. But it's also not bad, right? Because every time he dips out into the jungle, maybe VP are giving it a second thought. Maybe, oh, he could be down here.
That's true.
Perhaps they're playing a bit safe. And it also is very dangerous for the Shaker to kind of leave his tower, because he can really die to any sort of charge, Slark Shadow Blade gank. So
you think, yeah, you're saying it could be for the mind games.
Yeah,
You want them to see you have it, and you want them to be scared. But you're not necessarily going to be making the plays. I mean, it's understandable as well. We did say, obviously, they're heroes like Solo that you can kill, but VP being the team that they are, it's going to be hard for you to get back out after getting the kill. You know, at this stage, if you've only got a Shadow Blade. VP, with their reactions, are going to be super quick. And looks like we've actually got a big Carlet here. Have you got that on? Is that coming on yours as well? No? Yeah, it is. Oh dear. Have we lost internet?
Oh, all right, we're going to pause here.
No, okay. It's lag for everyone. Go.
Well played already.
Well, I mean, it says still that we've got a connection problem, isn't it?
It does.
Oh, this is a Dota 2 thing. Come on, Valve.
Are we good?
Apparently so, but Valve thinks not. We are continually stuck with a connection problem. And timeout in 17. It's not ticking down, so I can only imagine. Oh, there we go. It's gone. It realizes. It's like, hang on, there is no connection problem. Don't be silly again.
So pretty much ever since Slark picked up the Shadow Blade, Solo's just been sitting down in the bottom lane. He has observers, sentries on him. They actually scout him out and ping him right now, so they know exactly what he's doing. Pretty much once he picked it up, he's just been playing safe.
Yeah.
Using the buddy system, warding up, making sure he doesn't feed the Slark. It's real good.
Yeah, and it feels like he does need to find something with that Shadow Blade, because Ramses, he's picked up the Midas. So in terms of, you know, the time that Swift Ending's going to be moving around looking for kills, Ramses is going to be moving around Midas in the creeps. So we can certainly expect to see Ramses catch up to the Slark if Slark doesn't find kills, but still, yeah, 7k at the top, on par with no one. And Ping Vinsec, considering he had a bad start in the lane, he's actually catching up pretty well with the stacks. And we're seeing the power of the 1 minute spawn again, as he's only about 500 behind the Storm Spirit now, which isn't bad at all.
No, not bad at all. He was like 1,500 gold behind when Storm had like 4k net worth, which is ridiculous, right? That's almost 50%.
Yeah.
And now he's right back in the game pretty much.
Bottom lane, set up here, Pasha jumping in to follow through with a quick slap from the totem. Ramses picks up the kill as he waveforms forward. And VP will be able to punish LeBron. It was rather deep. Yeah, I'm going to see actually a sweep around as well for Swift Ending. But again, he kind of comes across, and then it's so hard. There's observers, there's sentries, they see his movements. Mid lane, no one looking to commit in onto Ping Vinsec, unable to cut through the refraction charges. So still with a quick blink back, he'll play it safe. And Niddy has enough money for that first before hammer. Interesting strat deployed it by Solo.
Yes,
so they stack the Ancients and he farms them with the Serpent Wards. Oh,
all right, there we go. It's the airball.
And yeah, that's going to be the turnaround airball. And in fact, with those bashes bringing him up to the high ground and then the charge, they've got him. Oh my goodness, Element.
Scratching your head at that one. That's the tilter right there.
I gotta say, at the moment, it feels like Elements are playing. I mean, is this value the Serpent Ward Ancient farm?
Solo's happy, that's for sure.
I mean, Solo's happy. I mean, he's still at the bottom of the net worth.
Well, that's how you leave the bottom of the net worth, right?
It's certainly a good attempt to.
But man, that's Roshan for Elements Pro Gaming here. Well, maybe not. They are up, but it looks like they have no chance of really trying to fight this right now. And this is without the TA Desolator as well.
Yeah, they're making pretty good time on this. We are going to see some of VP head over. We'll see if they want to have a look in. No one certainly could go for a big zip play if he wants to. He's coming across. He is scouting out with the Remnant.
And EPG are going to back off. They're not feeling too confident about this. It was taking a bit too long.
They need to be a little careful. I mean, VP themselves with Avenge, they could certainly look to try and finish it off. I mean, if they had the Serpent Wards, they would have been able to snag it really quick.
Priorities, come on.
Absolutely. They're like, where's your wards gone, mate? He's like, I don't know, use them in the fight down bottom.
Uh-oh, guys, didn't mean to use those. You know, they actually removed the splash from the wards now, so it's not
did they
good.
remove the splash?
Yeah, they added like 10 more damage at level 1, but there's no splash now.
Okay.
Which feels awful.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
I guess, I mean, how does that work? How does the maths work out? Is it less damage?
Well, it's more damage on one target,
yeah,
right?
Okay.
But
yeah.
All right, EPG back in the pit here, and it looks like there's nothing. VP, well, they're actually closing in.
They are closing in again, but Gogi's already there with the charge. They'll like, actually zip it. Oh, they got the instant stun there. And no one has to just get himself straight back out. So it'll be unsuccessful there from the side of VP as Elements get themselves Roche and get the Aegis onto Ping.
Shaker almost got the ulti off there on the Storm Spirit.
Oh, he's whiffed it again.
Oh, sorry, I mean Spirit Breaker, the other cow.
I was going to say,
brother.
yeah, Shaker. I was like, he's done it again. He's missed another pass. Nah, he's still waiting for us to come back. But on the plus, VP, they've got a bit of space for Ramses. He is certainly catching up with that Midas, as we can see now, less than 1,000 behind. But still, overall, 18 minutes in. And it's good news for Elements. They get the Roche, they get the Aegis, they get a tower. Ping, only 500 gold away from having the Deso on top of the Blink Dagger.
This is go time, though, for EPG. You know, this is like their big power spec, right? They just took Roshan. He's about to pick up the Blink Desolator. She can blink in, try to create some space. Slark can find these heroes out in the back line.
I mean, it's certainly, I think in previous games, that is the weakness of Elements sometimes. They do get this good start, but then they don't quite know what to do with it, and the other team's normally very good at kind of playing around it, extending the game, and before you know it, Ramses has 2 items more than Swift Ending. So it's certainly a worry.
This Morphling farm speed is definitely a problem right now.
It really is. Yeah, Ramses is already starting to make waves, quite literally, and yeah, now he's on par with the Slark. And that was a big gap closer, because he was about 2.5k behind a few minutes ago. So you really got to keep your eye on Ramses this game.
This is a 3-man gank on the Storm Spirit. They kind of watch him just zip away. Not great.
Definitely one of the weaknesses. We saw them manage to change Stunning up, but it's certainly with a bit of luck, bit of fortune. They need the bashes. They need to find the familiar stuns. It's a hard one to coordinate. Nice big H stack there for them. Bottom lane, here we go with the vacuum and the bash. Again, not quite enough. Ramzes is out of mana. And
Stark's
Swift, yeah,
here,
this could be a beautiful kill for Swift. He's coming in. He knows there's no mana. Ramzes, very unlikely to get away. He'll pop the one charges. He's trying to morph, but it's not enough. Elements get themselves the absolute kill that they needed there. They needed to find Ramzes, and they did.
Yeah, definitely. They have a really, really hard time taking these cores out of lane, but TX in some trouble here.
Yeah, VP trying to hit back. They've found no one. They've got the shackles onto Refraction. Yeah, I've got the Visage trying to help out. He just will be popped. LeBron's got to be careful. In fact, with the Soul Assumption, the Familiars, he actually finds himself a kill in return. Takes down the Shadow Shaman. They have got the Chain Stun, and they will punish the Visage in return. But now no one.
So
very low mana.
TA.
Jump forward from Ping Vinchek. He's going to look to chase it down, and Storm has to kill himself. So again, yeah, you lose your Visage, but look at the top. The Storm, the Morph, and the Shaman all off the map. 9 for 5, and Elements continuing to maintain a lead here.
The net worth really doesn't reflect like how this game's going at all. You know, that was a 3-for-1 team fight with Stormspirit having to lose a bunch of Bloodstone charges, and the fight's not even close. You know, they got the Aegis, and that's about it.
And now Swift ending with that S and Y complete. Certainly, it doesn't matter if you're getting the chain lockdown upon him. The question is, are you actually going to have damage to dispatch of him before he's able to play around it with the Shadow Dance? He's, they are hitting this peak, and as you said, they've got to utilize it. And so far, so good for Elements. They've been finding the turnarounds. They've been finding the fights that favored them. And again, interesting build from this Slug. So Swift Ending, he is a bit of an expert. He's not to question him. He certainly knows what's best. He's going to be queuing up the Diffusal Blade next. I mean, on paper, technically, it makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? A lot of damage, good stats for the Slug. Let's go. And great against Ramzes.
That's true.
Yeah.
Burning Morphling's mana, a very good way to help deal with them, but it's good for kind of helping catch out these heroes in fights, right? They get purged. Heroes like Vengeful Spirit, Earthshaker, Shadow Shaman as well. They're kind of dead if they just get purged in these team fights. But I worry for EPG. They have a good start, and they're strong right now, but it feels like it takes them way too much commitment to get these heroes off the lanes. Storm Spirit free farms these lanes, Morphling pushes them out really far, and EPG, they're just kind of looking for these kills.
Oh, they're coming the rotation again. No holding back. Solo just drops the walls down straight away. Swift, Denning, and Mitch looking for the turnaround. They get the vacuum wall onto the charge. Coming through as well beautifully. Ping jumps in. Pasha will prop the Echo here. Only catches out on one. They go lead in with the shackles. They do manage to take down the Slark as well. No one zipping forward onto Mitch, but he's low on mana. In fact, they'll jump in. And Ping, with the burst damage from the Deso, takes down Ping Vinchek, but it still looks like it's going all good for VP. They managed to get the Hex onto the TA, take him down as well. So this time, VP with the superior fight. They lose the Storm, but they take down 3. A very good gold swing for them, and they're ready to put some pressure onto a Tier 2 tower as well. So exactly what was needed there, and impressive that VP could still take that, as that was them walking up to a shrine, initiating onto a support, and EPG turning it around. But the control was just there from VP's lineup.
They kind of just walked in there and claimed that territory. It's theirs to take.
Oh, and look at this as well. I mean, this Shape Pasha's having a great game, isn't he? What, Blink, and now he's got the Shadow Blade complete.
Yeah, that Shadow Blade really helps him in these team fights maneuver and keep safe against the Slark.
I like that as well. Do you like that? The value Blightstone on the Shaker.
Yeah.
That's not something that I feel like you see a lot, but add that extra little bit of minus armor when you're slapping them with your totem.
Yeah, when he's hitting for 500, that sure helps a lot. Huh? Man, this is tough, though. Morphling, Storm Spirit, now they're getting really high up there on the farm. These are heroes that are complete monsters in the late game, and Templar Assassin, not the best skilling hero against these tanky heroes. She's good at killing the support heroes and squishy carries. Yeah. But she does not want these really long fights.
No, absolutely not. And we did see that even when they killed no one, it still takes a lot. Very elusive in these fights. It's Blink Dagger now for Darkseer, so Elements have an extra bit of setup, bit of catch. The top lane VP find themselves the Tier 1. As you mentioned, Ramzes continuing to farm an absolute treat, very close to hitting his level 18. Same for Ping. And Swift started to slow down a little bit after that last being caught out. We saw him kill up the Diffusal Blade a few minutes ago, but yet to really be able to make progress on that. As sort of expected, Ramzes starting to take the lead in value. We'll now see a bit of a go onto him, but immediately out to the replica. He's A-OK.
I can't imagine that he's going to finish that Diffusal Blade at this rate.
Yeah,
You know, Storm Spirit's almost at that Orchid right now. Shadow Blade on the Shaker makes it really hard for him to fight. But they do need damage, that's for sure.
Yeah, they do. And interesting enough, on the Visage for Elements, the build that you suggested yourself, what does he buy? He just goes for the Casual Medallion, doesn't upgrade it now.
Okay.
Gets down to the changes, gets himself an Atos.
All right, looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Quite
Extra
useful.
bit of catch.
Especially against that Storm Spirit if you can actually land the Atos. But even though they lost that last fight, they still should try to take these engagements. Uh-oh.
Yeah,
mid
they
lane.
need to do something about this in the mid lane. VP making moves again. Solo just shots the ward. They do get in a nice vacuum wall there. In fact, on the Familiar Stones as well. Catching 4. Pasha will drop the Echo again. It doesn't seem to catch much at all, but it doesn't matter on the sidelines. Ramses and No One beat down upon the two of them. TA and Spirit Breaker out of the fight. And now they'll look to move in for more. They'll get the swap back onto LeBron. And with the damage from Ramses, they'll pummel down a third. VP, once again, kicking off the fights and making it very hard for Elements to react, even with what seemed like a beautiful vacuum combo. They just didn't have the AoE damage to follow through. I mean, they can get the TA in and hope for some good side blades, but that's kind of about it at this stage. The grouping up of heroes doesn't really benefit that many of EPG's heroes.
Yeah, they have like this big vacuum, but they comboed it up with the bird stuns, and then that's about it, right?
That's
They
it.
just
I
no
mean,
damage after
you
that.
could hit them all with a Dark Pact or something, but
Yeah.
there's nothing that really kind of rebels off the back of it.
I feel like if they had one big AoE spell, you know, anything on top of that,
then it would
have
totally
been
different.
fantastic.
I mean, say they had the Shaker, it would have been GG. Landing an Echo Slam onto that. But not the case. And VP continue to build back this lead.
Yep. Even though they did lose that fight, though, it didn't start on their terms, right? That was no one on the Storm Spirit jumping in there, grabbing Ping, just like this right now.
I mean, as expected, with that Orchid out, Pain is certainly going to start to be delivered. He's a little low on mana. Swift ending, he's looking at. In fact, no one's very low on mana. But Swift, he's scared, Swift. He doesn't want to go for it, even though he sees the mana's gone.
Yeah, it's definitely still a really hard kill to get.
Yeah.
But if they can manage to actually start a fight on their own terms where they can jump these heroes in the back lines.
You think there's a chance?
Perhaps. You know, they can get like the Spirit Breaker charged through the vacuum on top of the bird jump with some Sideblade action going on. Maybe it'll be better. But it's hard to say because Morphling and Storm Spirit right now, they're just so tanky. So hard to bring down.
And more money into the pocket of Ramses and the team as they take that tower. 27 minutes in Midas, Eplay Lincolns. It's only going to get better and better for Ramses.
We've got the economy build here on Solo and double bracer and the plate mail here.
Damn. That's
he wants to live.
That's a tanky little shaman.
Yeah.
Well, 1600 HP, and walking around with 18 armor. It's, you know, we talked about it. We were like, Solo, he's the guy to watch out for, and the one that Slark's going to be sniffing out. But Solo's, he's itemized especially for that. And he says, you can come at me, but you're not going to be able to kill him within a few seconds.
Yeah, trying to kill him looks like quite a distant dream at this point of the game.
Like, it's one of those heroes that before you would have known with a Shadow Blade you can kill without having to commit the Shadow Dance, but now you pretty much have to use the Shadow Dance because he's going to be able to go around that Dark Pact and get some sort of a disable off before you die.
Yep, Pasha pumping his team up with the applause there. That's morale right there.
Yeah, it is. These sound bites pay to win. Certainly is if you've got them for the team. Still yet to hear, and it's a disaster. I know you have to have like that level 300 or such for that.
Oh, I'm a big fan of the WoW.
The WoW.
That's
the WoW
always
is a good one. I like the Chinese ones. You know, one of them's like an RTK quote, isn't it? Like a Jiao Yu, or I don't know Chinese.
I was looking up the translations for those, and
they're pretty intense, aren't they?
They're just too advanced for me to understand. These Chinese
it's
names
like,
are.
This was when FY committed this massive, you know, checkmate and maneuvered himself across the river, and
There's like a giant paragraph for like a 5-character line, and I couldn't get behind it.
It's like AA's Ice Blast description. It is pretty intense. Oh, Ping. Oh, okay. Pasha again, setting up with the Echoes out. My good
damage.
Lord, what was that? Just with the Solar Crest from Enlil, and then the Enchant Totem just absolutely disassembled the TA.
That's pretty scary when your Shaker can pretty much two-shot your Templar Assassin.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. And I think it's, as you said, the power of Lil's, you know, the support Venge. Waver, Terror, and Solar Crest, that is still a hell of a lot of physical damage setup with that armor reduction.
Yeah, the tankier these heroes on VP get to, the harder it gets for cores like Slark and Templar Assassin. Templar Assassin tries to play off the burst, but once she kind of can't 2 or 3 shot these heroes, she really falls off in these team fights.
And I think it really is worrying that we're with 30 minutes in, Ramses is where he is in comparison to Swift Ending. And Swift Ending on the Slark, you got to ask yourself, what has he done with that Shadow Blade? And it's the answer's nothing, really.
Definitely
He's
not
just
enough
not
at all.
found anything to do.
And this is hard. I mean, what can they do to really
How'd you
threaten
stop
this
this?
Morphling at all? They don't have any outspam at all. Literally 0 nukes. Stark can hit him a couple times, then back off, but Ramses is just going to walk back up to the hill next to the wards. They pop the Solar Crest on, and he just takes no damage at all.
Gogi, all set up with the Nether Strike. Ramses just E-blades himself, and out he goes.
It's looking like Shrine time here.
I see Mitch get again a lovely 3-man vacuum wall combo. They'll drop the familiars. They are bringing VP down low. Gogi comes across with the charge. Will manage to take down Lil. The rest of VP now in retreat. The Elements, they need more than just 1 kill. Up to the high ground, Pasha goes. And in fact, he's going to make it. They don't have vision up there, so he's good to go. The trap comes too late. And again, it's you got to give credit to this Darkseid. You know, he's going ham with these combos, but it's just not resulting in anything good for Elements. They get 1 kill. That's not enough when you're starting to lose the game like this.
Yeah, sometimes drafts kind of play around the Ion Shell instead of the vacuum. This game, there's not a whole lot of vacuum follow-up.
Well, there we go. No one being charged upon. Gets himself away. Ping. Look to chase this. No one fairly low on the mana.
Well, gets the slow off,
He
but
does have. He's got cheese. He's fine. He's got the cheese. He's got the cheese. Eat the cheese, mate. Cheese. Cheese. Have it. There we go. A bit of a last-minute nibble at the cheese. And meanwhile, bottom lane, you're losing tier 3s. Ramses is in. Will be jumped upon by Swift Ending. Quick raid for him to get himself out. Looking to see if they can chase this down.
Oh, there's
In
the
fact,
Diffusal Blade.
They've got a chance here. Yeah, vacuum him back, and with the Nether Strike, they'll find it. So they will manage to punish Ramses. Mid lane, LeBron has been left alone, though. And the Familiars and the Visage will fall. So along with the TA, that is 2 of them down. So again, Elements, they find something, but it's at this stage VP finding the better trades.
yeah, even with Morphling going down there, they did take the tier 3, got Storm Spirit some kills. Still pretty VP favored here.
Yeah, and it's, as we're seeing again, that graph pretty much tells the story. You know, Elements are a team, they have the mechanical skill, they can hold themselves in the lanes, but there just becomes a point in the game where it feels like they've not been able to be as active as they would have wanted to with Swift Ending. They've not really been able to slow down the 2 cores as much as needed, and VP are just scaling much better. No one will be charged upon. It's be a big kill if they can get it. With the Familiars, they've got a good chance to bring them down low. The vacuum and the bash, they'll do it. They'll pop the Aegis. Whether they can kill him a second time is another question, and yeah, unlikely to do so. No one's already out of there, and will be a-okay.
Well, they have shown that they do have the power to bring down the Storm Spirit if they can get the chains enough, but of course that's also without the assistance of Vengeful Spirit Swap, Solar Crest, Mech, all these items to help them. But, you know, VP, they're in no rush to end this game. Their heroes outscale extremely hard. And, you know, Elements Pro Gaming, they looked pretty good in that mid-game, especially around the time when they got that first Roshan.
Yeah.
Perhaps next Roshan could be quite a big timing for them when it comes up.
Yeah, that certainly could be the next point that they're looking to hold out for at least, and try and prolong this game until. But as you mentioned, VP are in no rush whatsoever. Ramses well on his way for the Skadi, about halfway through it. And it's just as you said, you know, you look at the difference between the position 1 and position 2 of the 2 teams, and you ask yourself, how are Elements going to be able to just close that gap? They need a team wipe. They need to team wipe VP. They need to do something pretty drastic at this stage to get themselves back on top.
Yeah, they're like, with their kind of lineup, they pretty much need to play the game with a gold lead.
Yeah.
Right? Heroes like Slark, TA, they play from ahead pretty much all the time. And once the game's net worth starts to even out, that's when you can kind of feel them falling off a little bit. Slark, not the highest damage hero. Very good at killing the supports, but the supports on VP are so fat right now. Vengeful Spirit, this guy's not dying at all. Same thing with Solo on and Shadow Shaman, super tanky. And it just feels like they just didn't get enough done once they had their items, right? But it's not like they weren't making the moves, it's just Morphlings all the way pushing this lane, and on the other side of that, Storm Spirit's pushing this one. Who do they go for? And at the same time, VP, they're not just sitting back, they're still making moves as well.
And they could be ready to make another move onto the high ground. Solo's just picked up a Lotus Orb, so something else that you can throw down onto whoever wants to frontline. Ramses potentially at the moment. They've got the Solar Crest buff from Lil, the Lotus Orb from Solo, and he'll get in. Drop the wards. They will go onto him, but he did kind of get his job already done, dropping down the Serpents. No one. Zips forward. They'll look to burst down the Visage with the E-Blade. Pasha, again, trying to throw in the Echo Slam. Only catches out the TA, but it may be enough. They're holding back Ping Vinchek. And they've already taken down 2 here, VP. They'll clean up a 3rd. And there'll be a buyback from Swift Ending, but the other 2 do not have buyback available. Elements trying to do their best to force VP back out of the base here. They'll go in onto Ramses, but again, he's able to replicate out. He'll be safe. Lil is just committing for this one. It may cost him his life. The Fissure doing work here as it forces Swift Ending to go around. Lil won't get out, though. It will get taken down. They actually do manage to get the Orchid out onto the Slug, though, around the Dark Pack. Swift Ending, can they bring him down? No, the Shrine, it will save him. Elements now with the charge and the turnaround onto no one. He is out of mana, and they will be able to bring down the Storm. No, he gets the deny. He will deny himself.
Such a fat streak.
Oh, yeah, that would have been a lot of money for Swift if they could have claimed it. So, at the end of the day, VP lose lives, but they get the objective done. And Elements, they are having to commit that buyback on the Slark. So, continuing to really hold Swift Ending back in this game.
Yeah, still not the worst hold, though. They did get a lot of kills on VP, so some of their heroes got some gold. Not really Slark, he did have to buy back there, but he actually kind of broke even after that, which isn't bad. But, man, it's really tough. That Shrine,
it's so tough.
That Shrine pretty much saved him from dying back there. That would have been disgusting.
That would have been game over, potentially, if that didn't keep him alive, yeah. Well, off the back of that potential dieback.
But you saw the way they took that fight. They jumped the Shadow Shaman as soon as he walked up the hill. It was probably their best chance they had at taking that fight, because if they walk up and set up, then they have no one to go on besides that Morphling, but they've realized, hey, we just gotta go, can't hesitate, need to try something, or we're just gonna lose if we let them walk up.
Checking out Roshan as well there, Ramses. Knows that it's going to be up very soon. And will be. Just a matter of seconds now by the looks of it. We'll see which team catches wind of it. Both teams with good potential of taking it down very quickly. But at the same time, both teams with good ways to fight around it. And try and knock the other one outside of the pit.
Yep, this game is actually at a 11k net worth lead, but it's pretty much only in the cores. Like the supports for Elements Pro Gaming, they're still very farmed. Like Visage has items, even Spirit Breaker has 9,000 net worth. It's not bad at all. In the last fight, he that was his 10-second BKB, and it did quite a bit in that team fight.
Yeah, I mean for sure. What BKBs on Elements heroes are massive this game, and certainly something that could help make a difference for the TA when she turns up. So you know, suddenly your refraction charges are going to be doing a lot more. No way to quickly break through them, burn them down.
Yep, and there's a DD picked up on TA's bottle as well. Perhaps they can use that.
Yeah, this would be a great time for them to find some sort of fight. Ramses coming in with the poke onto Swift Ending. Now let's try and wrap around upon him. We'll see if they have enough catch. He does have a replica out, and Ramses may just instantly get out of there, and he does. As soon as he realizes something up, he'll escape. And VP actually heading into the pit. And with that movement, in fact, Ramses drawing the attention of Elements down towards the bottom lane. It looks like Elements aren't going to be able to get themselves quickly enough across the map to contest this. So there'll be another free roach for VP. Once again, picking up that Aegis and Cheeks.
Yep, Storm Spirit, one of the best Aegis carriers, comes back with full mana, full health to destroy the team fight yet again. I
mean, what do you think about that? That's actually a change that I feel I've not really heard talked about too much. They had it last time, of course, because you get Cheese now in the second Roche. That's a pretty big buff to Roshan, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
For these Roche lineups.
There's a couple changes that kind of help end the game early, right? There's less shrines in your base to defend, but PG's taking the move already.
Yeah, Gogi just pops the BKB, looks to make a beeline straight to Pasha, trying to eliminate the easier heroes. They'll get it. Swift Ending getting the Shadow Dance off in time. Ramses zipping across. I can see no one. Go back on Swift Ending. Gets the Daft Pack Duff, but still no one with Cheese to play with. They'll look to chase onto Lil. Lil gets himself just far enough away from Ping Vinchek, and again, the physical damage there once those refraction charges are gone. That TA gets ripped to pieces. It felt like 2 hits, and the TA was gone.
Shaker's the real burst hero, not TA.
This man with his Enchant Totem and Blightstone, and the minus armor that Lil chucks out, it's absolutely ridiculous.
That's actually an insane amount of damage for your offlane Shaker. He just hits someone for like 1,000 damage off that.
It literally is. He's got about, what, 600, and then, the reduction certainly amps it up to that. Oh, vacuum onto 3, but Pasha this time he's in there nice and deep with the slam. Forward's dead on 8 elements. It is going to be a team wipe. VP clean up house. They'll knock down the racks, and it will be finally GG as VP take the game. Again, pretty much a similar sentiment that I feel that we see in a lot of Elements games. There's definitely good things about this team. There's things that they can do, but at the end of the day, they just struggle really to have the cohesion of a team as polished as VP.
Yeah, VP definitely realized they're, you know, EPG, they're really strong right now. You know, they just got Roshan, but we see No One and Ramses on opposite sides of the map, split pushing, and it takes them 3 or 4 heroes to break them down every time, and then they just get more out of it.
They do. Yeah, it was exactly that. I mean, the laning stage is great, but as soon as any sort of movements came around, you know, Ramses was catching up in farm, they were getting objectives, and very little they could do, and it's a little bit of an awkward start after the laning stage for the Slark. He got the Shadow Blade, sticks around in lane for a little bit, starts to move around with half an S and Y, and they've got the wards out, and at that point it's pretty much impossible for him to find any sort of kill. He didn't find a single pick-off, I don't think, with the Shadow Blade.
It was so odd, right? Yeah. Like, he just didn't go into that bottom lane, play with the Darkster, with the Ion Shell, and just kind of, you know, kill anyone who was there. No. It was... I don't know, maybe he felt like he couldn't kill the Morphling, really, but even just showing there will secure that tower, so I don't feel like that's a bad play at all. But
well, we'll see, a few awkward plays from them, you know, Elements ending up costing them the game. VP take a confident win at the end of the day. Ramses and No One just we saw ramping up the value and getting themselves miles ahead of the cores over on the side of Elements. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back very shortly for Game 2 after a short ad break. We'll see you shortly.
So smart looking. They're so well dressed with these beautiful Dream League hoodies, which you can purchase.
See, look.
At the Dream League store online.
Dota 2 update.
Purchase them all.
It was only Siltbreaker. That was it.
You guys are really ruining my...
Wait, Abaddon. Somebody said something about Abaddon.
Abaddon is removed from the pool of Siltbreaker.
Only Abaddon. He was huge at TI.
Heavy nerf for Abaddon. He's been out.
I thought you wanted it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You cannot look up stats and stuff.
Oh, okay, cool.
Well, speaking of which, they say that the first day of the tournament is the hardest day for the panel because we have nothing really to talk about because we haven't gotten the action, but not here. True. There is a lot of action that we can talk about because we've already had some qualifiers. South America has already qualified. We already have a winner who was infamous, beat out DC, and we have some top plays for you. Why don't we take a look at the 5 best plays of the South American Dream League qualifiers?
Gonna snatch up the Aestron, alright.
Thank you very much. Now they're going to charge in. HFN in trouble, Boulder Smash, Rolling Boulder as well. He stays a bit too long. So he's thinking about Eclipsing. I'm not sure it's the best idea. Good Dream Crawl, shadowing, keeps him alive. They've got the Grave. He can go for the Eclipse now if he wants to. He might not even need to. They're going to take all 3. Great rotation.
And the game has slowed down a bit, and it's actually DC that are smoking up here. That BKB and Luna, they want to make use of it.
Oh, wow. He is in trouble. Spaceship comes out. They're going to pop the Druid Coil onto 3. Remnant through. The Doom is up as well. The Poison Nova. It's a giant fight. Everybody's getting hit. And here comes Benjaz laying in. He's got a double. He's got to get a triple. The amount of damage he just pumped out was insane. The charge comes in. Theolacor as well might take a lot of damage. Fortune's End. He's okay for now. Pepita still getting chased down. Damage is going to run out in a second, but no! Laposa walks up and gets dropped. Still, Pepita, Shiva's Guard will go. They need more damage. 40R will come in. He's got the Cold Snap. He'll use it, but the Static Link is still going. The Echo Slam out of 2. Azora High, the Plasma Field. Oh, the Prince who was promised indeed for the Earthshaker. They're looking for more. Bardinho. Man, but they saw him. Stinger walking right up. There's the Nether Blast, the Plasma Field, and that will be pretty much a dieback and GG called.
Tomato's Weaver had like 3 CFs at 8 minutes against an Enchantress solo. Oh boy. And I might have to hold this if doing Roshan right now. Big Torrent.
Firefly Global, Torrent onto 4. Where's the fob? Ghost Ship's coming in. This is going to be huge. Reapers, they'll take down 2. In the meantime, Laposa is trying to get out. He won't make it. It's a slaughter. They are all dying and trying to stay alive for a moment longer, but not much more than that.
securing Roshan for them, getting it nice and low so they can
I mean, at
wipe
this
them
point,
and
that's
take
pretty
it.
much it. Tornado will come through it. We'll hit onto the Void. He's fine still. Lasso still not available. They just used it. Flame Break coming out. Lincoln Sphere has been broken. EMP coming in. Echo Slam. On to 3. Ice Blast Fisher. What a combo. Infamous. They get the double up Apita, but the setup is there. Azora High again is absolutely destroying. Laposa still alive. What a jump in. This Ocean.
Exciting stuff there from South America with Manila Mott casting there.
Yeah.
Refreshing.
Manila Mott is
Manila Mott.
back, baby.
Always back. He never left. Anyway.
He's still over there.
He's-
the Mort will
he's
send
there.
him.
He
Your
never went
plane's
home.
coming soon, Mort. Hang in there. We'll bring you back eventually.
Keep it real down there, Manila Mott. Thank you. But yeah, we had an interesting discussion while we were watching that. Owen had a comment. He said that he wonders if he's casted every hero.
Well, I mean, maybe I haven't, you know. There's some here. I don't.
Owen,
Have I ever casted a Techies?
how many years
Have I casted
has
a
it
Techies
been?
game?
You may have.
Have I casted?
Did you cast ESL when Zai was playing it or
Yeah,
Kuro was
probably,
playing
I
it?
probably have casted.
I think you
Owen,
casted though.
you've been casting for years, dude.
There's a lot of heroes in the game.
There's
right?
no chance.
There's a lot of heroes.
There's no chance.
Maybe none of it, someone's never picked a hero.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never casted. I don't know. It's been a long time.
So in
Someone will
what,
find it.
Yeah.
so in what?
Someone will
In
find
11, 12 games, you could technically cast every hero.
Yes,
Yeah. So
I guess.
How many did you cast last year?
Well, how many games did I cast?
Yeah.
I have no idea actually.
You were probably
I don't know how many.
400,
Probably a lot.
500, something? I don't know.
probably.
I'm sure you hit every hero.
Probably did.
We probably hit every hero at Dream League,
Do you think? Yeah, that's
except for Techies, because it was
We've not had
Were you at the summit
Huh?
the recent one though.
with the VP picking every single hero?
No, that was the recent one, wasn't it? No, I missed it.
Oh man, what a great team. VP. God.
Oh,
I gave you a segue.
My
Oh,
God,
take it,
I
take
really
it.
wish that we could have
Yeah.
such a great team here today. Well, what do you know we do today, by the way, is the CIS doubleheader. We got Empire twice today. First series is going to be against VP. Second series,
Look at this.
we're going to be hitting... What?
Go ahead. No.
What is that?
Continue.
You're just taking people's pads?
Just go on.
I'm going.
Continue.
Chill.
Shiver would not get distracted.
I'm not distracted.
No, she actually does do
You
that.
wouldn't take Shiver's pad either, all right? You let her keep it. Don't take Anyway, second series is going to be with the new team, Mid or Feed, which I'm pretty interested in what we call that stack. They don't even have a picture yet.
No,
No?
don't think
They
so.
used to call it the Weehaw stack. Now people want to call it the Sin stack again, even though he was the oldest member.
Tomato
The
stack.
new
I say we call it the Kezu stack.
Kezu.
Tomato, man.
Tomato stack?
Man.
Yeah, dude.
Cancel.
He's the new
Cancel.
guy.
See God.
All these
Seagull
others
stack.
have. All
The
these others have. Had,
Seagull
all these other guys have had teams. They've all been here.
Well, Tomato
right?
had a team
Tomato
before.
was in SA. Like he made the
Yeah,
big move.
what's wrong with that?
He's the first South American player to really take that big step and move out of there. I think that we got to give it to him.
So official name now is the
Tomato Squad.
Tomatoes.
I'm gonna
The
call it
squad
the
or the
tomato.
Tomato Squad.
Tomato Squad. All right, well,
bad.
Tomato.
there you go. First here, we got Tomato
Tomato.
Squad coming up as your second one here today. But before we get into the wonders of our doubleheader from Europe, let's go ahead and bring on our special secret guest. Now, we've kept this one actually secret. Usually we've leaked it somewhere, but not this time. You two, get the hell out of here. Go somewhere else, because I want to bring out our secret guest.
All right, I'll leave this.
Bring him out. Ladies and gentlemen, it's him, it's Blitz!
Hello.
Greetings.
Everyone's zipped up. Should I zip up?
I mean, you do you, buddy.
I kind of don't want to.
Why not?
I don't know, because we sort of look like we're a part of like a off-brand Star Trek group or something like that.
Yeah. What an exciting entrance. Thank you, buddy.
Is that a bad thing?
Not
Have
necessarily.
you seen the new Discovery?
but
Star Trek Discovery?
we just look kind of like a group that I don't want to be a part of.
Thank you so much for coming. Great to have you. How's your life been since TI?
Good.
Yeah?
Just chilling, watching Dota, playing Dota every day. Played a lot of Dota today.
You certainly did. Did you have a good time?
Yeah, it was great.
All right.
Best time.
Fantastic. So what do you think about the meta right now? You sick of it? You into it? You think we're going to see some good games, or are we just going to see a bunch of Venomancers?
Venomancer's pretty broken right now. Probably the best. I think he might be the best hero in Dota. But
the best hero in Dota,
yeah, the best hero in Dota.
Wow. Is that it? There's no backup.
Like, do you want to elaborate? Do you want me to elaborate?
Yeah,
or whatever?
typically people would elaborate.
Why is he better than Necro, Lich?
I don't know if
bullshit?
Actually, I'm not coaching. We can just talk about it. I can give my opinions freely. So, the thing is always in Dota, the hardest thing has been going high ground. But this hero is so bullshit that, like, at every phase of the game, you can go high ground. And it's like the later you go, typically a hero like that, it scales poorly. But it's like the later you go, your talents just, like, continue to scale. Then you get your like level 25 talent where your wards get 3x'd. So it's like the wards typically become useless later on, right?
And welcome back once again to the IEM Chicago qualifier here for Europe. We are now into our final best of 3 of the day, Snods. We've already wrapped up 2 of them, and we get into one a little bit more special now, obviously in the lower bracket side of things.
Yeah, obviously this is the first round of the lower bracket. Heroic earlier on having the, well, bad start, going to the lower straight away. We also witnessed as well on, Valiance's route here as well. Toulouse versus Gambit. And then for Heroic, it was Avangard. I was trying to remember the name. I knew it was a CIS team. I was scared of saying the wrong one there. It was Avangard versus Heroic, 2-0 loss. And for Valiance as well, Gambit winning 2-1 against them. So coming to the lower bracket, we have Space Soldiers and Fragsters, Valiance and Heroic. And in case you missed it earlier, ENCE are the first team to go into the final best of 3 for the qualification for Chicago with the win over North. Oh, and Avangard, 2-0 actually. So it's going to be ENCE versus Avangard tomorrow for spot IEM Chicago.
Yeah, just blipped up, just found its way into the system. So that is the 2 teams confirmed to be duking it out in the upper bracket for a qualification spot straight in to that main event in November 10th and 11th, which is obviously going to be a very spicy affair for them. Definitely what they wanted to achieve. They've shown a lot of effective stuff across the board. We do have the veto for this series now as well, so we can actually delve into the map pools and break it down, Snods.
Interesting indeed. I know that Valiance are big fans of Inferno. Heroic, obviously a very good team on Nuke as well, so it's interesting to see that's come through already. Cash ban, so Heroic still banning out cash each and every time. Surprised to see Overpass ban coming out from Valiance. It could be a ban just against Heroic. I'm not sure if they do permaban that. Valiance is a team which, we have a wealth of knowledge about. Are they in the Tier 1, Tier 2 circuit? Often, not really.
Yeah.
Train ban and Dust 2 ban from Heroic, and Mirage will be the deciding map. So I don't want to say fairly standard maps, but obviously Inferno and Mirage are. Nuke is a very, very strong map for Heroic. So I could see this being a 2-1 win for Valiance. I think Valiance do take it, though. What about yourself?
I've got to favour Heroic overall. I think they're probably the team that most likely should be able to walk into it. Obviously, that is because you have a lot more information. You know what you can build off with that. In terms of benchmarks, that's what you're going to be looking at, right? And thinking, all right, yeah, Heroic are overall the more prestigious team. They've achieved more. But you can't really count out their opponents. You've got to look at it and just take it as it comes. The first map is really going to sort of set the tone of the overall best of 3 for me. So it's going to be interesting. Obviously, Inferno as well. It is about that team play. It's going to be straight in from the get-go. The highest pinnacle we expect to see. So hopefully could bode well. See some interesting stuff.
I'm interested to see Asilian. Now he's in-game leading as well for Heroic. Obviously, it was Freiburg. Now Freiburg's probably playing more of a supportive role, I'd imagine. Going to be interesting to see as well his dynamic in the team. But coming into this, you've now got Mertz from North, obviously the Nico Mertz switch. And if Heroic win this best of 3, I think they do actually play versus North. So that's going to be one to watch out for.
Yeah, that could be a spicy affair if we do get into that as the teams just get ready to kick off the action. We are going to be going live. Heroic will be the CTs, and Valiant are going to be over on that T side as we delve into things.
So, Jazar, Nemi, going to be investing early on into the utility. It's going to be Exitag, though, to go for the aggressive peek, backed up by the flashbang from Freiburg. Has the HE grenade as well to lob down bottom Banana, but Frag so far going in favor of the T's.
Yeah, it's a good opening start. Impulse as well, the headshot over on Commodity. Hunter just annihilates Sicilian towards mid. And it all comes down to Freiburg. The good old king of Banana. He's in his famous location, but isn't really doing anything too outrageous today. Tries to rotate back around. They've got all the time in the world to play this round out. Valiants have essentially got him firm grasp, and there is going to be another kill for Hunter. 2 frags found for him into the round. Valiants get the opening round.
1-0 then. Heroic go for the aggression in towards middle, in towards Banana, trying to see if they can swarm Valiance towards the T stairs. But the aim was in the terrorist side's favor. So, 1 MP5 into this one. 1 MAC-10 as well for Nemi. Apart from that, Letni, Impulse, Hunter, all going to be warding the AKs. New Deagle skin as well coming out from Mertz, so maybe that's going to add some luck to his Deagle. But up close, in apartments, Jason, Hunter going in for the double peak or the double death. There's a Sicilian Modi as well to come together in that one at the end of apartments and make this now a 5 versus 3. How do Valiance recoup after such a loss?
It's a pretty big dent to take straight away into this round as Letni, Nemi and Impulse now need to try and build from this position. An MP5 was scavenged for Modi as well. And he's just going to be playing with Pit from that, just holding the angle, weaving, trying to go for a peek, seeing if anyone is going to be coming around towards quad. But Nemi is in the elevated angle. If he goes out, be through balcony. But they are actually falling back, Snods. They're still not certain what they want to do into this round. They need to make a commitment, but they're unsure where. Possibly backtracking all the way down towards this B bomb site here.
Asilian, S-Attack, going to be the B bomb site defense here. Asilian as well, one that picked up AKs off the corpse of Hunter. So, smoke coming in towards Coffin. Flashbang as well. They have a smoke on Impulse as well for CT. But right now, it won't matter too much. Let's see if they can find the entries and get the site in their hands.
Bombarding their way in, going to try and hit him hard and fast, but the crossfire is way too strong. And they just cut them to pieces. The AK slays, everyone goes down, and Heroic instantly find that reset round. So Valiance, they had a good start, but they're not going to have a good start overall. It was just that one blip of a round. Ooh, 3 MP5s.
Well, the Danes seem to like him. North. Now Heroic as well. So, 4 spy coming out from Valiance. All players forcing into this one as well. 4 sets of Kevlar. Smoke Molotov onto J-Sus. That could mean for an execution towards the B side. The Molotov thrown out towards first or second oranges. Smoke CT, smoke Coffin. S-Attack, though, up close. Flashbang comes in, doesn't blind Letni. Could have gone for the kill there, but the Molotov is going to be deterring them momentarily.
Yeah, just trying to hold back the push. Hold back the river. As they fall back towards the bomb site. Just going to play more defensive here. Impulse, the only one that's really trying to even scout ever so slightly. The one that was deviated from the main herd. He was down towards mid, just checking out. Now falls back, recovers the bomb. And assists his squad in going for most likely just be an aggressive burst in towards this B bomb site from the back of the smokes and the flashbangs that they do have. They have the utility to set themselves up for this. Will they find success when it comes to pulling the pin though? There goes the smokes, there's the counter response as the Molotov goes down. There is a wall that is blazing hot in front of them. They don't dare to push through it. Freiburg takes a little bit of damage, but he has to try and defend from the front line. That MP5 only gets 1 kill, and it was actually S-Attack that found it as well. Comes in with a double. The rapid spam there, the MP5 coming through, Snods, but this has got to be a retake in a 3 versus 3 on the B side.
No smokes. 1 Molotov. Flashbangs is all they have. An AK and an MP5 now as Impulse finds the frag onto Asilian. Man advantage in the favour of the Serbians as the flashbang does connect towards Dark, but Mertz probably not going to be expecting another player to be right behind him. But now they know where the remaining players are from the T's. Modi into the 1 versus 2. Awkward scenario, but that's a nice second shot there as well from Jazar. 2-1 as Freiburg and S-Attack concede the B site.
That was filth. Nicely done with the Deagle. Valiance being able to overthrow the horde of Heroic there. It's a little wild joke for you.
Nice one, mate. For the Alliance.
For the Valiance.
For the Valiance.
King Vanderlyn win.
Yeah. If they can win this game quick enough, they can still get their world quests done.
They can get their dailies done for the reset.
So, 3 SMGs here for Valiance. 2 MP5s and the MAC-10 for Nemi. as the peak comes in from the pistols in towards the middle. Actually, a flood of people going in towards the middle here from the CT side. Find one kill, a second actually from Modi. But eventually walking into the AK, when they have no Kevlar, no real chance of success.
Letney trying to get that kill on Friberg. He eventually will stick his head up. He's run out of ammo in the meantime. So Friberg finds the frag. They're left into a 1 versus 1. Impulse does get the bomb down. He has the AK as well, so surely he should win this round over Friberg, but look how big. Thought maybe he might have had a chance of doing something. No chance at all. Peeks out, loses his face, his lips are gone, box is gone, it's all gone.
3-1. Going to be seeing another buy round though come out from Heroic. Orb for Mertz. As a tag onto the FAMAS. So sacrifices the firepower of the M4 to invest into the FAMAS. No diffusers here, Jack, for the CT side. So for Valiance, it's fairly straightforward. Get the bomb planted, have an after-plant position in their favor. But instead, aggression towards the top of Banana. Friberg, of course, the king of this place. And right now he shows us why. And the double spray down. Oh, and the HE as well. Damage to be done again and again and again and again. A little bit of an Anders throwback. But 3 versus 4 here, thanks to Friberg.
Nice, mate. Push coming in as they set themselves up for it to go for this play on the B-bomb site. Jazar, Letney, and Nemi. You got Letney there over towards the A site. Just playing from Boiler, trying to get a read, trying to find anything to actually give them another opportunity of attack, when instead the play will be to just go in towards this B-bomb site. In terms of utility though, it's 2 flashes and 1 smoke that they can use to their advantage. And they're playing anti-flash as well. Friberg, he's just sat in, staring at the wall, licking the walls, ready for the push to come towards him, Snods. He will not be blind. Here comes the true push, though. Friberg peeks out, gets the headshot over on Jazar. They can do more. Ascillion has a rotate, apparently. There we go. S-tag towards the site, trying to see if he can actually find anything else now, as the damage has been done.
Molotov going to be flushing out the peak from S-tag. So now 2 versus 2. Letney with the follow-up kill as well onto Ascillion at Banana. And now we have the player manager into the 1 versus 1. Nice little 3-2-1 peak there. Coming up from Valiance, make that 1 4-1. And now going forward, Heroic once again onto what seems like a quasi-buy. It's a tough scenario here for Heroic. On your CT side, it's one of these maps which you can get completely rolled over. If you lose that pistol round, then you lack the Molotov to take Banana control, you lack the double up setup as well that you can bring out. That means it limits what you can really do on your CT side. If you lose the first buy round as well, things just start to spiral out of control. And right now, Heroic showing us exactly that narrative. Stack towards the B site, and Valiance have read it like a book. Coming in slowly towards the A site, they're going to realize soon that this site is completely vacant, and that Heroic have stacked towards B.
That's another free round for them as well, meaning they'll get their tally up to 4. They can plant that bomb. They'll be quite merry about it. They can then rotate off, try and get a couple of picks if they want to against the Heroic players, or just keep it calm. Obviously, no real investment there on any of the Heroic boys, so they're not going to be losing much. They can attempt to do something. They physically had no cash. That is why. This bomb will go down. Valiance will set themselves up to pick up a 5th. Pretty good start. They've had the ball rolling. They've been able to build from this, Nods, and they're in good form right now.
Bomb has been planted. Heroic doing a around the world tour, it seems, towards T-Spawn. Easy pickings here, of course, for the AKs versus the USPs with no armor. Important for Valiance to have 5 players staying alive. They want their economy to be strong throughout the rest of this map. Ooh, Letney not anticipating the push there through the T apartments. Gets caught off guard from the side. But so far, just exit frags here, nothing too impactful. Heroic trying to get as many exit kills as possible to dent the economy from Valiance, but so far 5-1 in favor of the Serbians. Round number 7. Don't think we're going to be seeing the AWP just yet from the Ts. So far the 5 AK setup has been working a treat. Oh, as I say, that Impulse going to be bringing it out though. Maybe they have a read on Heroic. Maybe they can anticipate where Mertz is going to peek. Maybe they think they can get a pick towards the A side from middle, towards quad, or towards arch. Maybe there's some information that's been relayed to give the AWP a chance. But we'll find out shortly. Oh, the HE grenades from S-Attack and Freiburg just do so much early splash damage. Jays are down to 34 HP and Letney onto 20.
Inferno is by far the best map to actually get that much early damage done. Like, it's incredible for the amount of damage you can do.
Well, that's the point of having strong economy. If you don't have the Molotovs, the HE grenades, or the cash to afford it, it doesn't work out very well.
And you see the effects of that already. Jazar and Letney, they're basically out of the round. They're going to be so much lower. It's so easily, especially with an M4 in your hands as well now. One shot apiece, leave them lifeless. Mertz actually is able to build from this as well and gets that kill over on Nemi. The push comes round. Jazar is gone. Done just like that. The smokes are coming back through. Basilian blocks off the angle, so it's easier to get the band-aid fix there on quad. He is going to play close as well. He's playing underneath the hut. Mertz goes for the peak, finds that kill on impulse. It's just up to Letney and Hunter. 2 versus 5, Snods. This is more like what we expect to see from Heroic into these rounds.
2 versus 5. Flashbang in towards Arch. Ooh, Letney maybe didn't see the shoulder there coming out from Mertz. But peek about to come through. Library. Ooh, he's holding the angle as well. Manages to flick over the silhouette of Mertz in towards Library, and there you have it. Hunter eventually going to be taken care of by Freiburg. So 5-2 as we head into the 8th round. Double AWP going to be retrieved here, so an AWP towards the B site and towards A. Interesting to see the change of approach from Valiance into this one. If they know that the double AWP's there towards the B site, the obvious answer to counter the AWPs is utility, therefore the execution. Flashes top banana, take banana control, smoke coffin, smoke CT, molly out emo and back boxes, and go in towards the B bomb site. Could be very effective. But it seems like Jack, they've got their gaze set towards A.
Definitely seems like that needs to be the case into this round. A more aggressive assault towards the A-bomb site. Hunter set up first, trying to make his move. Mertz with the AWP in position. The smoke is going to go down, blocks off the line of sight. As he starts to fall back, Castillion, big tag there, hits the head of Nemi, brings him down quite low as the frags are coming through. Mertz with the adjustment, flicks up on Jazar. Still trying to do more damage with that AWP, but here's a sudden resurgence. Impulse. It is 2 kills, but one of them is in bad blood against his own teammate, and unfortunately, that is going to be them defeated once more. They go down. Heroic get a 3rd round, getting themselves closer and closer. They're actually building from this now, Snods, as they're coming back into the game. It was a huge early start with Alliance, but now things are a whole lot different.
AWPs working very effectively versus Valiance. As they made their way in towards the A site. And now they have a round to try and work out what they can do next. I think I saw Kassad actually in the server during the warm-up. I look away for just a split second onto my own game feed monitor. I look back, and there's been 2 1Ds.
Yep, and an incredible amount of damage, once again proving the point of how just versatile nades are. HEs especially on Inferno. It is by far the best map for it. You can do so much damage in the early game. If players stack so many choke points, it's tremendous. Proper usage of HEs is incredible.
Wow. Valiant stacking all 5 players towards the A site. Freiburg, though, left alone towards B. Which does mean S-Attack with the AWP towards Arches here, backed up by Modi in towards Graveyard or Pit. So, with no armor, this could be still the round in favor of Heroic. Especially with that frag found by S-Attack as well as he rotates now towards Mini Pit. Another kill going in favor of the CTs as Modi stacks up the numbers in favor of Heroic. Smoke coming in to shroud the vision as well to make things even more awkward. As now the 2 versus 3.
Hunter with the AWP, and Nemi with his own body dead. Or not. And there goes Hunter as well, going to be slain by Modi. That's a 2K. And Heroic now only 1 round away from equalizing the situation. That was a bit of an eco, though, from Valiance, so they will be able to reinvest now. The AKs come back through, teaming with utility as well. So they are really getting into this one with no holes barred snots.
5-4. Heroic winning 3 rounds in a row on Inferno. Chigre once again dealing a little bit of damage there. Nothing quite to the same level as earlier. Hunter with the flash peek, trying to see if Modi would turn for the flashbang, but instead anticipated the push. And now the remaining players from Valiance stacked up towards Banana. They can smoke towards CT and Coffin, but it seems that they're going to be going for the contact play instead. Ooh, speaking of contact plays, this attack pushes forward.
You get so much more as well. The reaction shot finds that. That was beautiful. Just the decapitation as he gets that headshot, and it is only on impulse now. He's going to go for an impulse play and burst his way straight out, try and make a mockery at the man on the bomb site. Tagged up from behind. Unfortunately, this staggers him so much. He gets trapped in the Molotov. There can be a backstab here. He's so weak. Green around the gills, limping around the bomb site, still hoping to get something. If friberg peeks him, that'll be good night. Takes him down, headbutts him, ties up the scoreline, 5-5 apiece as we get into round number 11 now in our first half here. With the first map of this best of 3 between Heroic and Valiance.
5-5, as you said, all squared up on Inferno. The double orbs still being very effective. Molotov towards top Banana here from CTs, but a very passive approach here early on from Valiance. Obviously, they're only onto the pistols here. So, flashbang coming in towards mid, and it's going to be the mid burst, but look how far Mertz is. He's not going to be caught in towards Arch. Instead, he's going to be caught by the flashbang, though. The Molotov will deter them towards CT spawn, and now friberg and Estag have to be worried about CT.
So they've swarmed in, they've got library control, they've got Arch control, they're in CT. Now they just play it slow. They're going to try and dial back that tempo a little bit. They do have weapons to work with. You've got 4 CZs, 1 Deagle, 1 Jazar. 3 players with armor. The rest of them just with their shirts on their back as they try and go for this play. Mertz on the bomb site with the AWP. Needs to be ambidextrous. Needs to bounce around here from both sides, as he's going to be under a lot of pressure early on. They bounce their way out. He finds the first kill. Modi and Asilian get a killer piece as well. Asilian also punishes Hunter. And there's the final blow as Jazar goes down. We got lost in a black hole there at one point.
Match is paused. Imagine it's a Valiance pause here to give Kassad a little bit of time to talk to his team. I'm not sure if it's actually official yet, if Kassad is coaching Valiance. Maybe he's just helping out for these sort of qualifiers. So, what can Valiance change? They had the early 4-1 or 5-1 lead on their T side. But Heroic, ever since they brought out the double op setup, it seems like it's been too effective for them. They tried to execute towards B. Actually, the only times they have executed towards the B side, Jack, was before the double op setup, so maybe they can try and nullify Estag's AWP towards the B side. We haven't seen a full-fledged execution towards the A side as well. It's all been concept plays after they take mid control. We've seen an Apps burst before, but it didn't work out very well at all, so they could try the execute towards B another time. Or maybe just bring out AWP of their own. But the fact they have gone for the 5AK setup, Jack, might allude to more of an execute style.
Let's see what the call for that play is going to be as well. Right now, you've got 3 players running up second mid, 2 up mid, so most likely it is going to be a more aggressive strike towards that A-bomb site. There was no information play there, though, as well from the CTs. Mertz stuck his head out, got a bit of a read, has now fallen back, and obviously can play that defensive angle with the AWP. They are going to flashbang up mid and try and thunderfoot their way in. They fight through the fire and the flames as well as the Dragon Force plans sprint their way into action. But Mertz is just able to tackle them, denies the early push until Hunter starts to get some confidence back in his fingertips there. Lands the shots with the AK, and brings it down to a 2 versus 2, but the backstab from S-Tag switches out to the duelist to finesse on Hunter, but he couldn't quite muster it up. It's a 1-on-1, 8 HP versus the 100 HP that Friberg has, and he is staying firm on the A site. A whole minute on the clock as Hunter just sprints, runs the entire way over towards B.
Has a smoke for CT. So we can deploy that, plant the bomb, play the 1 versus 1 off of that. Friberg as well has to be paranoid about where Hunter could have gone. And with that, oh, he thinks it's the A site. Surely the sound cue is going to give it away that it is B. And there you have it. B site has been realized. Friberg's going to be hearing the smoke towards Banana, so this is going to bait him into thinking that it's gone towards Ruin or backside.
Friberg clearing the angles, trying to work it out. Does have the kit, but he doesn't have too much time. He needs to be quick about this. And Hunter goes for the peak just at the right time there. Played the clutch so calm and collective, and it works out well for him. He finds the frag, ties up the scoreline, 6-6, as we get into round 13 now.
Smokes himself off towards Banana. Mimicked as if he was going towards Ruin and smoked off Banana to delay the retake. Basically meant that Friberg already had too many angles to clear, and even then baited him into peeking in towards the wrong half of the map. So, solid play there from Hunter, and that makes it 6-6. As Orbs once again into play, this time towards Banana, towards Quad. So, Heroic going to be leaving S-Tag alone towards the B site, stacking the extra player, Friberg, towards Arch. So, 5 versus 4 towards the A site, Jack. Who wins?
Only time will tell at this point. 1 minute and 10 seconds left on the clock. The place is getting caught on fire. Molotovs are being launched all over the place. Here comes the push. Merton pull back. It's tagged very low. Brought down just 37 HP as they start to swarm their way around. The counter Molotov as well to try to slow down this aggression, but Jayzar's given the opportunity to attack because of it. Mertz has been punished. It's a 4 versus 5, and Alliance are starting to fall back. But if they want to commit to this, they can. They've got the initial pick on the board. It's just S-Attack towards Banana, though, and he hasn't moved yet. He's still holding firm. Astillion solo, that is going to be the key to go for the assault. That is their moment of attack. The opportunity is rears itself, but Modi, 2 huge kills. Friberg as well comes through with 1, and it's all down to S-Attack and a 1 versus 2 retake with the AWP from the rear.
No defuse kit. Just a Molotov and smoke at hand, and the AWP notoriously poor in these retake scenarios. So awkward to clear these angles up close with the sniper. So, both players on towards the default site. Does S-Tag predict that sort of play, or is he going to be paranoid about a play on balcony, a play towards library as well? And either way, even if he was, he's going down to Jayzar. 7-6 is Valiance. Now 1 round away from 8 and winning the half on their T side. Inferno, very, very even matchup in terms of the sides. A lot of the times you can see if the Ts win the pistol, 9-6 is in their favor. Vice versa for the CTs if it goes in their favor. Obviously, Valiance winning the pistol in this matchup, so it is pivotal if they get off to a good half on their T side. It is also their map pick as well, but Letney, first kill onto Friberg, and obviously this is the quality buy coming out from Heroic. They've saved for that next round. This is quite interesting. I wonder if this is a one-way. It is.
Ooh, Letney, dead now. Cut down to size by S-Tag. Impulse with the AWP as well will be able to fight back through and at least get a trade, so it is still an advantage. Quite a big one at that as well for Valiance. As the push comes round, he just tries to go for a confidence play. It isn't going to work out. Modi spots out Hunter, tags him up very, very low, and eventually will finish him with a final tap to the head there as he gets that shot off with the CZ. But still, that's 1 AK save for Modi. Another round picked up for Valiance as this will be their 8th round on the board.
Bomb has been planted. Modi as well. May as well just be saving the AK. No defuse kit, 70 HP, no real chance in winning this clutch. So May as well just save the AK and allow for maybe Mertz or Cillian to be dropped the AK and essentially full bar utility. In terms of the score as well, Modi 17-7. Surprised to see as he was obviously the player manager for a little bit, then obviously Snappy, Yugi go over to Optic, and then they have to reshuffle the lineup once again. So, round number 15. Alliance, 8 rounds on their T side, so they have won it as a bare minimum. Orb for Modi. Dropped over to Mertz. Cillian will have the M4, and Esatag as well as $6,000, so we can afford the instant buy for the AWP. So they are back onto their favourite, set up the double AWP at the back. So, Impulse now going to be having an AWP of his own. Goes aggressive already in towards middle. Doesn't quite go for the peak just yet.
Impulse can try and make that play up towards the A site though. The flashbang goes out, holding a Kurt angle as he waits to see if Mertz is going to peek him and try and make a mockery out of him. But as of right now, he holds his own, doesn't get overconfidence and reface into it just yet. Mertz smokes it off as well, so that's that opportunity of attack removed for a little while, just to try slow the pace of this down. The response is to smoke it deep though. Block off that angle towards Arch. Give yourself opportunity into the late round. A minute on the clock, set up with the flashbangs to go for this push. It seems like it is going to be an aggressive burst here towards the A site as they try and swarm their way out. The Molotov is down. They don't really have the full commitment to the pathway. So still playing it slow, Snods. 45 seconds left on the clock. Mertz, if he's going to be tested, it's going to be right here, right now, as this push comes round. He needs to be prepared with the AWP. He's going to be trapped there waiting.
Smoke coming in towards Library. Let's see, flashbang is dodged, but the shot isn't from Nemi. First kill, tries to go for the second as well, can't quite connect it, but does get the jumping shot onto Letny. As Cillian as well backs him up towards Graveyard, as now we have the 3 versus 1 Impulse with the AWP on the site. First shot found, 9 seconds to retrieve the bomb and plant. There you have it, 4, 3, 2, 1. If just Freiburg survives.
Yes, exactly.
There won't be enough time.
But not today, Snots.
No. That was about 4 years ago now.
Yeah, it was. Time's flown by, mate. And that's the end of that half, Snots. That is it, done and dusted. An 8-7 scoreline in favour of Alliance, actually looking like the better side right now. In the grand scheme of things, they're the ones with the advantage, obviously moving on over to the CT half as well. Can they keep it up?
Can they keep it up? Well, coming into this one, I was expecting Valiance to take it 2-1 potentially. I think Heroic take Nuke. For Valiance here, if they lose the pistol, maybe Heroic can come back into this one, have that 10-8 advantage and try close it out that way. Otherwise, I do see Valiance taking this one with the 1 map advantage, and from that point, it's anyone's game.
That is very true. It can go either way at this point. You know, nothing's really decided for either of the two teams. A little bit more interesting than I expected as well, actually. A whole lot closer. There's been some good strategy coming through from Heroic, but in terms of the raw firepower, that's been where sort of Alliance has actually been pretty further ahead. They've been able to pick up some really big rounds just off huge individual plays. With the clutch versus Freiburg as well, which was obviously quite unfortunate for him. That could have been a huge round, but towards the end, they just got the clutch off. That's the difference maker. It tips the balance as well now, obviously, giving them that additional round going into the half like this.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if you win the half, they did win the pistol, so it does add a bit more of a lenience in their favour going into the half. You already had the 3-round buffer. They were 4-1 up, and then Heroic obviously had some very good consistency in their buy rounds. But yeah, I mean, we look at it on paper. In terms of Mertz on that CT side, he was playing fairly decently. Esatag as well towards the B side was AWPing very effectively. Modi, though, is the player that's been standing out so far. 20 frags, I believe, so far on the first half of Inferno. But that was on their CT side. Now they're going to be switched over to the T side, and this is where Cillian gets the call.
Yeah, and this will be interesting to see where that carries on then. What's going to go down with Modi, obviously the Swedish man. He's always actually been a pretty effective player. He can pop off at times. He's been a big dog for a while. He's been around the scene for... I mean, at this day, as long as anyone. He's been there since time itself, mate.
1.6, pretty sure. Played for a long, long time.
He's an old boy.
He is. He is.
Still not in yet. I thought we were in, but we're not.
You thought we were into game?
I saw, and then I saw it was an AK, and I was like, oh, we're not.
We're not yet, no. Long day.
It is a long day.
Do you come here often?
I do, actually, yeah.
Yeah?
Quite a lot, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Yeah, not too bad. But as of right now, still just waiting to get underway with the second half, obviously, between this two teams in our first lower bracket matchup. This is still a best of 3 as well. Everything's a best of 3 the whole way through. So we can see how that is going to go throughout the day. And then we're back in tomorrow to carry on the upper bracket. Should have a lot of stuff going down. There is the brackets, Nuts.
Yeah, so over on the B stream, I'm not sure if the B stream's still running, if they are going to be covering Space Soldiers versus Fragsters. I'm actually going to go check that right now, see if that game is going on momentarily. But yeah, in terms of the bracket, if you didn't catch up earlier, ENCE versus Avangard is going to be the first matchup tomorrow to work out which is the first team that has booked their ticket to IEM Chicago. And then we have the lower bracket in the second row of best of 3s. Gambit, obviously the loss earlier versus Avangard 2-0. That's very surprising. Who would play either Space Soldiers or Fragsters. And then North losing out versus ENCE, who play Valiance or Heroic. We'd like to see Heroic just because of the Danish derby with some added fuel to the fire. Obviously, Mertz just joining the roster. And obviously the rivalry going back through their domestic regions. However, Valiance, in my eyes, are the favourite.
Only time will tell, though, who is actually going to go through if either of these teams decide to ready up. And we can get underway with that, Snods, once the game does return. It's interesting, though, because we're probably going to be seeing, like, Space Soldiers versus Gambit. You know, I mean, hopefully we see a Danish derby, but most likely it'll be Valiance versus North there if they carry on, because they've been looking pretty effective. So we do have some good stuff to go down. Obviously, towards the end of that lower bracket, it's only going to get more and more stacked.
So there is actually the B stream still running.
Oh.
Fragsters versus Space Soldiers is live on Train, and it's currently 9-2 in favour of Fragsters.
Ooh.
Ooh. So that game's still going on. Fragsters versus Space Soldiers. I think Space Soldiers take that one.
You'd imagine so, but you never know. Fragsters off to a good start. If they can get momentum, that's all they need. We're back in, Snots.
Wow. Round number 16. Impulse. Oh, a nice little shot there. Trying to get a second as well onto Mertz. Push still coming in towards Top Banana from the T side. That's Impulse. Down to 18 HP. 3 players located towards the B side for Valiance. So if Heroic do pull the trigger towards the B side, Valiance are going to be ready for it. But for now, Hunter. CZ, smoke in hand towards apartments on A. Letney as well going to be joining him there towards the A site at Graveyard, probably hiding, being baited for by Hunter. So, smoke coming in towards the front of pit, I believe. As I wonder what they're waiting for. So no, smoke towards Arch, smoke towards mini pit as well. Now going to be going for the split through balcony and through quad.
Well, they find the initial kills, but there is a trade. Freiburg picks off Letney as the bomb will go down, but do they realize the location of Hunter? He could be an Apex Predator, but he gets detected. Tags up Asilian in the meantime anyway. Mertz is so low, Asilian's on 24. Freiburg's the only one on full HP, and Freiburg is about to be locked in close quarters combat in apartments. He does come out on top, though, as the victor. Slays Hunter with a P250 shot straight to the noggin, and it's just down to Nemi and Impulse, and they are falling like flies out of the sky in seconds. Down to Impulse now to 1 versus 3. This is going to be tied up 8-8 as Heroic get that round.
Eight to 8, as you said, Pistols going 1 for 1 in this matchup. 3 SMGs invested into by Heroic, 2 MP5s at that. Haven't seen too many big MP5 plays with the aerial jumping headshot from the MP5, but apart from that, it hasn't looked too strong. Most players actually struggling with the weapon. top banana control in favor of Heroic, as everyone bar Impulse do force on the side of Alliance. Obviously, Impulse being the primary AWP player is going to be saving for that big green gun. Has an HE grenade though, so he can try and aid his team as much as possible with that utility. So 2 Deagles, 2 CZs, and 1 USP is all Valiance have. Otherwise, Heroic could get to 9, and then obviously the Felica comes up from Valiance, so you've got to be expecting the 10 to 8 scoreline. For now, push coming in towards the B side. All 4 players here from Heroic.
Here we go. Jazar with the Deagle trying to get the first initial bit of damage done and really leave a lasting mark on them. Unfortunately, he can't punish anyone. Just fall back, barely as well. Somehow scrapes his way through. At Half-Life now, he's down to just 24 HP. Heroic, they've got bomb control, they've got site control, they're in good post plants. They're being able to use these weapons effectively in the angles they've chosen to play from as well. So there should be a 9th round accumulated. Heroic, just slowly building. That's all they've got to do, just keep chipping away. And that is the full escape there from Alliance as well. Everyone just runs away. They've invested into armor, they've got Deagles, they've got CZs. There is no point in losing those weapons, so they do just go for the full save.
Three weapons saved, as you said. 1 CZ and 2 Deagles, 3 sets of Kevlar as well. So, Heroic aren't out of the woods just yet. Still got another quote-unquote 4 spy to deal with. So, Valiance going to stack 4 players towards the A site, leaving just Jazar alone towards B. Mertz getting up close towards middle. This is going to be Hunter in towards Boiler with the close proximity that SMG. With that, upgraded.
Oh, attacking the initial frag, starts to get the headshot off back on Hunter. There's further damage done as well. He eventually goes down, but they've basically cleared out the A bomb site. 2 kills towards B as well. They've done just that. There's a welcome mat down. Mertz just murks Nemi as he goes for that push towards mid. Annihilates him. Letney is the only one that remains, and there is a herd of terrorists sprinting towards that B bomb site to get that bomb down, take it as their domain, and start to lock down this game. Heroic, this should be their 10th round here, and Letney can't do anything about it.
Just going to be saving onto the Kevlar. Has $2,000, so apart from that, no real chance. Letney, between the halves, was the reason why we were delayed. Had to restart his game, and with that, his score has been reset. Mertz, Freiberg catching up to Modi, who was 17-5, I believe, or something ridiculous like that at the early portions of this matchup, and now hasn't had a frag in a while. So, double digits for the Danish side as it goes 10-8. First buy run in the second half, and Valiance on their map pick now get their CT side. Impulse did save for the AWP, so it's going to be interesting to see how he does use it. Is he going to be opening towards the B side, getting aggressive towards Banana? Is he going to be an anchor towards the B side, have the extra player towards B, rotate towards A, like we saw Freiberg do, leaving Esatag alone towards the B side? Seems like early on, he will be AWPing towards Quad. Valiance. Smoking top Banana, but from Heroic, they're going to be sending all 5 players towards the A side. This could be a fast execution, Jack.
This could be rapid, mate, because it seems like they're just going to try and unleash havoc upon the opposition. They burst their way in. Mertz with 1 kill. Cillian gets picked back upon by Impulse. Letney from the elevated angle tries to use that height to soar above the competition, but unfortunately, Impulse on the bomb site. He must have had some kind of insight that round to try and play like that close and personal with the AWP. It's an awkward angle, doesn't really work out well from Jazar on the response though. Charges in, gets the headshot off on Freiburg, and it's Mertz now. Gets the quad kill, finds the adjustment, and that is beautiful. An 11th round picked up for Heroic, and that cascades them so much further ahead here as well.
First buy round in favor of Heroic. Just charging in towards the A site works rather well, it seems. Nico coming out from the CTs, though. Alliance, only one player investing into Kevlar. That's going to be Letney. Apart from that, Deagle for Jazar, 3 CZs and a P250 for Impulse. So we will have the AWP to the next round. One-for-one trade towards Top Banana leaves just Jazar alone towards the B side. Minute 20 left on the clock here, Jack. And Heroic can just hold, they wait for the aggression, and they get given it.
It's just easy as that. Simple stuff. They're going out cherry picking. Finding these frags with a MAT 10, just being able to build up cash, win the rounds as well, because this should be at 12th, really. Heroic, a lot more dominant of a force so far on their T side. Is that going to continue? Is it just for the early rounds here at this point? Or is it here to stay? That is the main question. Mertz on the AWP, pushing his way back up mid. They're going to be scouting out. Still dubious that the angles aren't clear towards the A site, when in reality no one is there. It's completely free. And they're going to scope that out too. As they push in, they'll realize it, lock the bomb down, and that's basically fully confirmed the round.
Just Jazar and Letney, as you said, towards the B-bomb site. Heroic will get to 12. Bomb has been planted. Letney with the MAC-10 now in his inventory. Not really the best weapon to save. They can try to play for exit frags and get kills with the SMG. $600 per frag, and obviously a Molotov, $600. Smoke flash, $500. So the weapon can still be effective with those exit kills. But apart from that, fairly futile as it goes 12-8. Four round advantage for the Danish side going forward. And with Nuke as the next map, Heroic could be trying to go for this 2-0.
Seems likely. Heroic looking confident so far, being able to work their way ahead, hoping to maybe carry this on and lock this down, get a first map win under their belt and pretty swift timing. As we go into round number 21 now. 12-8. Heroic, the ones that are in the lead. Here comes the game changer. Alliance, they reinvest. Jazar on the AWP as well. He has the counter AWP, but is that going to be the defiant set piece that stops, keeps Mertz in his tracks as we get in?
Jazar going to be secondary AWPing behind Impulse, leaving him alone towards Coffin. Having the additional player play that A-bomb site for Alliance, but have they misplaced their trust? Heroic just lining up their grenades, already going to be deploying them towards the B site with 1 minute 5 seconds left on the clock. Smoke towards Coffin, smoke towards TT, and now the rotation starting to move from Alliance towards the B-bomb side. But actually, Heroic just waiting, maybe anticipating Molotovs, smokes, something. As yes, they are going to be going for the re-execution now towards the B side. They may have just actually missed their golden opportunity.
Push, the miss from Jazar with the AWP. Oh. No chance to do anything now as well because his body has lost his head. Mertz destroys him with the AWP, keeps it going as well. Mertz punishing as he's able to find these frags with that sniper rifle. The adjustment was huge, and that is going to be Alliance forced to save once more. 13th round accumulated. It does not matter what barriers to entry, what defense they try and bolster. Heroic are going to get through it time in, time out here, Snarls.
They will indeed. For Alliance, just going to be saving 3 players towards the A site. If you're going to be solo warping the B site, typically you should be warping towards top banana, get the information. If you do get flashed off the angle or take a shot, try get a frag, then fall back, at least you have time for rotation to come in towards CT to back you up. If you're going to solo warp towards Coffin, you have no leeway between the rotation of once you call they're coming B, and once they've already had the site in their domain. And a tactical timeout going to be called for by, you would imagine, Valiant. So they let this game slip so far. Unable to win a single round on their CT side as they were down 8-7. Oh, excuse me, up 8-7 after the first half. And since then, losing 6 rounds in a row on their CT side, and the side which we expected to be even more dominant from them.
Look at that little chicken's party hat. You know they make hats that small for animals? I had a hat for my cat. I used to dress my cat up as Santa Claus.
Did you really?
Yeah. She loved it.
Gosh.
She'd hand out presents.
That's quite cute.
Yeah.
You know, my dad used to be Santa Claus, so like...
Your dad was Santa Claus?
Like, they'd do like, my mum's work, they did like Christmas parties, like for children, all the children parties. My dad was always Santa Claus.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I've seen your dad. He's quite slim. He's not a big man.
No, but he...
Does he wear like a fake Santa belly?
Long story short, he had a heart attack and ended up actually losing a lot of weight after that.
That makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense.
He used to be
He actually used to be.
He actually was Santa Claus. My goodness. I've only seen him post-heart.
Post-heart, yeah, post-surgery.
Well, we're back in with Snod's Claws.
Exactly. 13-8. What have they changed then after the tactical timeout? Obviously, Heroic have been favouring the B-bomb site so far with their execution. They're going to be keeping Nemi here as well as Jazar. One frag for Nemi, but he is going to be isolated by the Molotovs and eventually going to be traded out by Impulse through the wall. Finds the frag onto Esitag, and now a man advantage for Valiance. Finally, something they can get happy about.
4 versus 3, Snods. Where do they go from here? What is going to be the play? Modi, Mertz, and Asilian are the last remaining triumphant trio on the terrorist side, as they look to try build from this and do a little bit of damage as they set themselves up. They got the utility, they can smoke it, flash it, pop it, and bop it as they try and go for this play towards the B site. The defense that is going to be there will be Impulse and Jazar. That's the M4 and the AWP. The Molotov instantly put down as Impulse finds the first kill as well on Modi. So that will hold back the push as they're just trapped there. You've got a backstab as well now developing from Letny. You'll go all the way down mid if he wants to try and go for this commit. You've also got the fast rotate from Hunter that's coming around. This should easily be another pickup, but in favor of Valiance at this time, as Jazar gets himself a double kill, and they actually come back onto the board. They've been quite quiet. We haven't really even heard a peep out of them, but things were a little bit different there.
Modi still on 17 kills. I don't think he's had a kill in about 8 rounds. 7 to 8 rounds, it feels like. But so far, the pause worked out well. They stacked the additional player towards the B site. Once again, going to be going for the 3-player. And up towards B, but Esitag catching Impulse off guard, trying to go for the second mid peak early. Ooh, but Jazar brings it back into the 4 versus 4.
That could have been the one tap with the AK. Jazar, he was given an opportunity, given the extra bit of time there to adjust it, finds the kill. The faster man won in that one. A 3-player setup towards Arch, and none of them are actually going to be contested. It seems like it could be a quad burst round towards the A site. That's all going to be up to Nemi. Oh, actually, through the smoke, the boost play has been found. So Letny's brother-in-arm there, who was at times of sitting on his head and shoulders, has been annihilated. Nemi goes down as well. This has got to be the 14th round. There's no way.
Yeah, going to be the save here from Jazar and Letny. Or heading for. But that is going to be the economic reset against Valiance. They lose 6 rounds in a row. They finally get to 9 on the board. We think maybe they can come back into this one. But now they've been reset. Their round loss bonus back to 1,400. As we head into the 25th round. 14-9, Jack, with the reset as well. 2 rounds away from Heroic winning this first map. I think this might be theirs for the taking. Obviously, Essetag to be the player that really did win them that round, just catching Impulse out of position towards top middle. He tried to go for that audacious peek in towards second mid. Doesn't pay out in his favor. So the buy is still good though, Jack.
Yeah.
With the save, 2 players dropping over 2 extra weapons. So they've got the double up set up still. 3 M4s as well. But Mertz is the one top fragment for Heroic, and he's got the AWP back in his hands.
9-14 being the scoreline. Is this going to be a 15th round, a match point? Or is it going to be a 10th round picked up of the Lions? Start to set them back on the correct course potentially here to actually pick this one up. Got the double up set up on the CT side. Jazar warding one of them towards Banana. Peers up. Doesn't spot anyone though. Has no read, no inkling into where they might be, but they are close by. Just hiding for the meantime. friberg's actually gets tagged as well. Not sure if that was from a HE being chucked down or if that was from the shot of the AWP, as we didn't witness it. But nevertheless, here comes the resurgence. The battle towards the A-bomb site. They suffer a casualty, losing S-Tag. But they do at least get the tag back over on Impulse. Body, fast adjustment as well. Gets the first headshot. Knows there's going to be more men around. That nade could do a ton of damage, but it does fall short. Instead, it's Letni to just pick them to pieces. The Boneyard.
Bomb though, in towards Arch. So Heroic haven't lost control of that just yet. Still a chance here for them into this one, even though they are heavily outnumbered. 2 versus 4. 40 seconds remaining on the clock to try and get that bomb down as friberg trying to see if someone will overextend from Valiance. Well, that's a nice skin. Have you seen that skin before?
Was that loads of little puppies and cats? What is that?
What is that? I can see a pug. It's like lots of little pugs.
It's a little different animals. Cats. And there's a grenade in there. That's cute, man. Mertz, let's see what he gets up to. Nothing. He's dead. That's an ace from Letni. I want the pug orb. Is that new?
Has to be new. I think that's the new case that came out a few days ago. It's not bad.
That was alright. That's quite cute. I like it. They do a version of that, but where all the cats are in Santa outfits. That's for the Christmas one.
Round number 25, 14-10. Still the buy coming out from Heroic. Early banana control coming out from Valiance, but more like... So lost the first player through the smoke at Banana, and then he gets shot through the smoke. Oh, actually, I think that was a bad smoke there. friberg must have seen a head, spotted a shoulder or something to grant himself that advantage. Trade frag as well in towards apartments from Letni. So, Heroic may just wait for the banana smoke to fade as Valiance leave Hunter alone towards the B side, but as I say, that Jays are coming back in towards B via CT. So, both Letni, Impulse playing on towards the default side. Hunter still in towards Arch that can hold the cross and the rotation through the archway. All comes down to this next kill.
It's going to be a big impact frag to decide how this game develops from this point, Snods. Asilian goes first. Is he going to clear his angles, though? Needs to check his position to the right-hand side, but Hunter pre-fired too early. Got a bit jumpy and spooked. The trigger discipline wasn't there, so he does go down and serves his time. Got the Jays up to defend, but he has been destroyed. Hit right between the eyes. Cut down. Off with your head. And off with a round, as this should be Heroic picking themselves up a match point here. And being inches away from securing victory on the first map in this best of 3.
With the save, though, coming out from Valiance. As it will be a match point now for Heroic, 15-10. With the save, Letni can drop over a weapon to Hunter. Impulse can drop over an M4 as well to Jazar. So they can go for the full buy. Obviously, bit of an awkward situation towards Banana at the start of that round. Nemi being shot through the gap in the smoke that was left by the poor smoke thrown from the CTs. And obviously, a failed flashbang as well by Hunter towards Arch. All fell in favor of Heroic. So, 5 match points here for the Danes to close this one out. Send us to Nuke as the potential final map in this best of 3, and if they win that, they have the best of 3 versus North tomorrow. So, full buy for both teams. But now for Lions, the best they can ask for is overtime.
Modi clearing here towards apartments, trying to move around, spot everything out. Mertz works his way up towards top banana, finds the first kill. Mertz takes down Jazar. The power of the kittens there, helping him out. As he does get the early entry, can fall back and build from this as they're going to steam their way out towards the A site. Impulse needs to be effective, but such a close range angle, and he's even going to be given a chance. Instead, it'll be Hunter to cut his way through them. Masterous play there, hits him with a 101 as he takes them all down. That is how you defend Arch, as he teaches them a lesson. It's just Modi and Mertz that remain. Can the M brothers somehow build from this position they're left in now? Mertz peeks out, trying to clear his angle, should spot out Nemi there, finds him, kills him with the AWP. You're back into more of a winnable position, actually. 40 seconds on the clock. He's got a free rotate round towards the B site, but Mertz needs to stay alive, needs to get the next frag, and needs to keep on building from this. Snots. They're not out of the woods just yet. They're just closer to the light.
Bomb will be planted by Modi. Bomb has been planted. 2 players rotating in via CTs. The AWP from Mertz could be crucial. Oh, managed to get away just about. This is the up-close shot. And now it's all down to Modi into the 1 versus 3. Hunter is low. But apart from that, it all falls in the favor of the CTs.
Modi, 1v3. Can he handle 3 men? Let's see as they push out. No, he could only muster up the ability to deal with 1. Impulse will strike against him with the AWP. That's a defuse, and that is 11th round found for the Lions now. They keep it close. They don't want to let it slip away just yet. There is still cash, however. Heroic, they can rebuy in. They're not done. They still have fight left in them, Snots.
Still going to be 4 match points for Heroic to work with as the buys do continue. For Lions, though, if they win this one, then it should be an eco coming up from Heroic, so this could be a 15-13 scoreline. Ever closer to OT, and especially when Mertz loses out the duel to Jazar. Smoke towards top banana as well, which will delay the T side momentarily, but as I say, that Freiburg not going to be stopped by just 1 smoke. They leave Jazar alone towards the B side. They rotate the extra man now towards A. 4-1 is the CT setup. And Jazar's forced back on towards the back boxes. Tough call here from Asilian. Do you go for the execution towards the B side against the AWP of Jazar? Or do you try to go for the concept play towards A and play off of your aim and trade frags?
Heroic are setting themselves up for a play-in towards B once more. They are down a Mertz, but they still have the rifles. And they're going to have that herd mentality going as a pack. There's the counter nades chucked out though, the Molotov to deny the push, but they smoke it this time. Extinguish it and dive straight in, and Jazar is so low, burnt to a crisp. The Molotovs engulfed his entire bomb site. He had no chance of survival, and everyone else is suffering the same fate too. Asilian slays Nemi. The rotate will come round. That is going to be Hunter, Letni, and Impulse all coming in together from the same angle of attack, but they're staggered, Snods. Hunter goes in first. Letni will go for the pop flash in to allow his teammate to peek out. Hunter, it rides on him quite heavily to get this opening frag. If he fails, they should be able to spiral out of control and pick this one up, take the 16th round, and it seems likely as the push comes in, they're going to annihilate. There's the crossfire. Impulse goes down to Estetag, and that is Heroic taking the win on Inferno. They take the first map and set themselves up to possibly take this in a 2-0 fashion.
Yeah, especially with the next map being Nuke as well, a map which was so strong for Heroic back when Snappy and Yuga on the roster, so we have to take that into account, of course. But still, to let it through the veto as Valiance have done so far, definitely a bold move.
Yeah, it's crazy. Obviously, definitely going to be an interesting one. I think that can be a spicy affair. This game looked like it possibly was going to go on the flip side, though. Valiance seemed effective. They seemed good. Towards the end, they just started to slow down, especially in that second half. That was a huge resurgence. Heroic kind of just clicked into it.
Yeah, it was weird to see Heroic go 0-2 versus Avangard. I thought, okay, is this a, for lack of a better term, unmotivated team? Obviously, they've lost players to Optic. They've lost players now. I don't say lost, but Nika was the player that had the most prestige about him, let's say, in this team. They lose him to North. Obviously, they bring in Mertz, a primary AWPer, so maybe that can fix their roles in that regard. But still, a new team that has a lot to fix within that roster. But into the lower bracket, they go one map up against Valiance. And the next map is Nuke, the map which they picked, and a map which they were notoriously strong on, especially in Pro League as well, which we were casting. And I was trying to find the results of the last map for Space Soldiers versus Fragsters.
Because Fragsters did win it, so that is an interesting one. We'll have more on that, though, when we come back from the break, and we'll be carrying on with this best-of-3 hit to see if it is going to be a clean 2-0 or possibly a reverse sweep. We'll have to wait and see. Keep it locked for that after the break.
Hey Future Pros, back on Nuke today, and I have another slick smoke to help you with your T-side. Playing Nuke can feel like hell, but with this Heaven smoke, you'll be winning round after round. The first step to executing this smoke is to shoot out the back left skylights. Once done so, run along to silo and position yourself over this line. Aim just to the left of the second rail post and slightly above the roof. Find mouse 1 on your gaming mouse and then press it. And just like that, Heaven will be perfectly smoked.
ESL One New York is brought to you in part by Intel, Logitech G, Republic of Gamers, GoDaddy, and StubHub. The GoDaddy Post-Match Breakdown.
The American flag is flying high in Game 1. It is Team Liquid that have taken the first map in this best-of-3 elimination match. Remember, the team that loses is done already at ESL 1 New York 2017. Back with Thorin and Sponge here at the desk. There were moments in there you worried for Liquid again, but this time they've closed it out.
The choke did look real, but they're actually just being sensible, right? Where they took that double eco late in the second half and then got the 2 ops up on JDM and Nitro once more, and then JDM actually had a little bit of impact. He had like 9 kills before he got the AWP up in the second half, and then from there I think he only got up to 13, but they were crucial to help them close out the game. So he wasn't a huge player in the match, but he didn't need to be for the most part. They had Stan doing a lot of work on the T side. Twist was getting a lot done from that pit position, and all in all, it's pretty solid defense and attack from guys on Liquid.
And Duncan, not particularly good again from Virtus.pro, but if they've showed us something, it's a little bit of resilience at least.
I mean, at the start of the game, I actually feel really sorry for Pasha in where he is in his career at the moment, because he's turned his whole game around. Late last year, actually, in the summer, kind of was when he picked it up again, started to get good. Ever since then, he's been one of the better players in the team. He was playing like it was a flashback to 2014, exactly that style on Inferno, aggressive AWPing. He was doing really, really well, and his entire performance amounted to nothing because Snax could barely get any kills. They're having real problems in terms of firepower on this team. It's only really Pasha and Bialy getting anything done, you know. And actually, I'm glad to see Pasha back on the AWP. You know, Snax, since he's in the slump, you don't want him with the AWP. You know, it's not working for him. So, like this is like classic from when they won the major back in Katowice 2014. Yeah, it's true though. Yes, you're right. Towards the end of the game, they were coming back into it. It looked like maybe they could have done it, but they had left it pretty late. You know, it had to have been like a vintage performance to come back in. At the moment, even though this was Liquid's pick, despite some of the overlay mishaps we had, you feel like this next map, I feel like Liquid could do it. I think they can just close VP out here, and this may well just be the end of VP.
Yeah, I agree with Pasha's statement, and I think he was playing that arch side with the AW perfectly. That's how you want to see him doing it, constantly pivoting around between mini pit and aggressive on middle. He was picking up a lot of frags there, but it's going to be hard to carry that across to Nuke, right? It's not a map where the AWPer gets as many opportunities as he did, and he had a blistering CT half, and it only amounted to like very few rounds. Yeah. So I don't see how, unless Snax really turns up, and he's a pivotal part on these guys on Nuke, right? We saw dropping down that T event how important that was against, I think it was North, to really fluster rotations when they have matchups on this one. So if he's not on and he's not able to get his timings right, they're going to really struggle because that's such a huge opening for Virtus.pro on this map.
Let's talk positive stuff right now. Team Liquid, in terms of the fact that they've closed it out, and as you've already mentioned, Nitro having some key rounds, and also Stan as well.
Yeah, Lurk was actually working pretty well, and Inferno is a map where I think they had a really good mix-up of strategies. They were doing a lot of explosions. They were taking the advantage of the fact they didn't have anybody holding in apps quite a lot. And when you have rounds like that and someone's able to peel out, this pistol round made no sense to me. I think the flash must have missed, but they're all running through the smoke into the site. It just felt a little bit awkward. I think the idea was cool, but in the end, execute was the mishap. So.
Yeah, and clutches as well. Stan showing us that he can pull off the old clutch when he needs to.
Yeah, he's a pretty cerebral player. That's why I can see why, because you made the point earlier, it's absolutely correct. He wasn't even an in-game leader until basically late last year when Optic was actually in a position where they wanted to remove their in-game leader, and it was like, well, who's going to take over that role? So I can see why, as an individual player, he's someone you think of as more of a smart player, can kind of read the game. He took it over, and okay, for a while he was good, but I don't really know that it suits his game overall, and as much as you can see what he can actually do individually. Like, he already was a bit of an anomaly. If you ever looked up how much like his fragging stats were for an in-game leader, he was much better than most of the European in-game leaders that you think of as very, very good. So clearly, individually, he can bring a lot to this team, and it does feel as though taking that weight off Nitro's shoulders has helped them. They've gotten quite a lot of T rounds in these games we've seen already, so I kind of like the change for Team Liquid. Obviously not going to go too crazy about beating VP because it's been happening quite a lot recently for a lot of teams, but even so, positive signs that you think you can take on into future matches in the rest of the tournament, and hopefully closing this series out 2-0.
Yeah, we should mention for those at home that aren't aware, of course, that it is a change that is 50-50 between both Stanislaw and Nitro in that team as an in-game leader. They've kind of split the... I think that Nitro said he will often call the first, and then Stan will call maybe late rounds, maybe the last parts of it.
I think the notion was, the idea is that, like, Nitro does the tactic. He probably does the work with Zeus. It said it's Nitro and League. You watch their demos, they study the game. But the concept is one of the trickiest things to do as an in-game leader, and some never learn this skill, is like, how do you make the mid-round call? How do you read what's happening and go, no, let's go away from what we were doing? And what's the idea now? You've got to come up with something on the fly. So if Stanislaw, first of all, even just his role, if he's the lurker on a lot of maps, he can make a lot of great calls just from that. You know, he's flanked in, he's got some information, he knows where they aren't. I think it's a clever way to divide up responsibility, because at the moment, when you hear all these teams saying, oh, there's no good in-game leaders, well, that's another solution. You can get a couple of people, figure out who's strong at what, and then split the tasks up. It doesn't have to be one guy, you know. That's an old way of thinking. It works, if you've got some genius guy who can do everything in the game. Not even a lot of in-game leaders have all the skills.
Moving on to Nuke, we've got a minute or so before they're ready to go live. Duncan's already mentioned that he thinks Liquid can take this, but this is a map that Virtus.pro love.
Yeah, and we've seen VP run over top-tier opponents, this year on this map, and they've definitely been slumping, and for them to still bring out big performances on this one, it fills me with a little bit of confidence. And for me, they actually have a lot of depth on this map, right? They can actually pull out a huge amount of executes. Something that I really like from them, this was the early days of Nuke, was they would fake a top execute, they would draw the outside or mini player to actually his attention there and push people around catwalk and do a top split that way, and that was something really cool. So the thing I think you have to watch out for Liquid, if you're Liquid, is what kind of approach are VP going to come in with, because in the past, they've got the snacks down the vent. That's one way they do it. They like to do the set smokes outside to draw rotators, and they also like to just, go ramp and bust straight through that smoke. So I think aggression could be a really good sign for Liquid on the CT side. If they want to push in, you can probably take down these players on VP who aren't fragging so strong, give yourself that early number advantage and go from there. And this is another map where Liquid, they actually do try and enable JDM as much as possible, right? I've seen them with a couple of moves to help him go for picks, netting open squeaky door for him, letting him go for the pick there, boosting him outside in multiple different locations, a little bit quirky. If they can activate him, because he didn't have a great Inferno game, and he can be fragging along the likes of Stan, Elige, Twist, with looking like it could be a 2-0.
Quickly, Duncan, why can Liquid win on Nuke?
First of all, they already like to play the map. Sure, VP is very strong at it traditionally. I also think when you look at this particular map, this is a great example of where I think that Mykonos loss in the 5th map there could have done them a huge favor. It showed them all their flaws. Yep. It'll give them a notion of what they need to tweak out. Also, you've got that in the back of your mind. Like, we're not going to let this happen twice. Like, if we're going to play this map, remember, they could have banned it. They absolutely, essentially, were saying to Virtus Pro, pick it if you want to.
Absolutely.
So I actually feel like they thought that we'll win Inferno, and then we'll get a free chance to maybe win the series on Nuke. And so you start CT side, you get a good roll going, you can be absolutely confident you can win this game, even though it's Virtus Pro.
All right, good stuff. Time to head back to our commentary team for game number 2. Can Liquid wrap things up? Let's find out.
Yeah, we are going to find out any second now. It does seem as though the teams are raring to go at this point too. So Virtus Pro coming into Nuke. Let's kind of make a point of why people get a little excited for seeing Virtus Pro on Nuke. Why does this map still sit so well with them? Why is it one that seems to retain that original Virtus Pro record or reputation?
I mean, I'm not 100% sure. I mean, it is a map they've always been good on. I think the big thing stems from the fact that they're so good on the CT side. And you see it even with NIP, even through their struggles. They were still a very dangerous Nuke team because they're so well practiced on all the rotations and their communication is on point and they just feel very, very comfortable on this map. But, I mean, obviously here it might not matter to start with because VP is going to start on the terrorist side and actually a weird situation outside. JDM getting caught off guard. Players on top. Eliminate JDM and Elige. They wanted to get aggressive, but they get caught in no man's land, and now the entire lower bomb site is lost.
Yeah, it is. Bomb to be planted as well. 5 alive. Ooh. And this is brutal. This is sending a message. This could be going all 3 series.
Yeah, right.
You know,
they're starting out early, aren't
they? They're giving a message that you shouldn't have picked this. But as said, that was brought up on the desk. If you're going into this map, you've got to know why. You can't leave it open against Virtus Pro and not expect them to go to it.
Right.
So Liquid do surely have an idea.
At least we got it figured out that it wasn't Team Liquid that picked this map. So that would have just been madness. I'm just glad we fixed that up.
Yeah, that was curious for a little while, wasn't it?
I think Nitro just keeps the CZ. Why are you even doing anything? You know, going to the next round, you'll have a CZ. You don't have to spend money on it. You can get on armor. You can buy utility. He's going to go for the fight, and he's going to get dropped in one shot by Bialy. Close range with the USP. 0-2-1. Virtus Pro takes the terrorist side pistol round. You know, I'm not sure if that aggression. We saw Team Liquid. They've had some. I don't want to say gimmicky, but they've had some interesting pistol rounds so far today. I remember against Astralis, they had 3 players stacked up on Ticket Booth. That worked really well. Yeah. On Inferno, their CT pistol round was 4 players get aggressive on Banana together, and 2 players push down to the base, 2 rotate back towards A. That worked very well. And this time they pushed 2 players outside. So, you know, sometimes you might say that kind of a play just indicates that they think that, like, you know, since they're going to be underdogs essentially on Nuke against Virtus Pro, that maybe they have to pull out some of those gimmicks. But, I mean, it just keeps up with the trend of doing CT pistol rounds that, you know, aren't necessarily expected.
Okay. First strike will at least work in favor of Liquid this time. Elige to find Pasha. Not a bad scalp to claim if you're going by last map's performance. Let's try and keep him quiet. As we do have a pause coming in for next round. And it was cancelled. So, alright. No worries. All's good.
Maybe a little bit of a misclick. Fat finger, I think. Presses the wrong button. Regardless. Pause is going to be coming out. And Liquid now with that 1 kill, with that man advantage, they just slink back. And they want to make Virtus Pro commit somewhere. Nitro's aggressive in the hut. JDM's in vents. Twist is in upper. The main point that they're going to suffer from is Heaven. And I believe Virtus Pro, if Neo goes up that way, there's no one really covering that. Twist is spotting it from range, but Neo with his AK-47 should have a field day, and that would just systematically eliminate the upper defense. They've just got to wait for it to come to fruition. There goes Nitro inside hut. Here's Neo peeking out. There's the... Well, Snax takes care of it anyway. That's, could be the round, although Elige does have a Galil. He could do more damage. Snax is low.
Kind of need him to at this point. If they want any shot of it, it's got to be quite fast. Again, seconds away from spotting a player over by Heaven, but just moves away from it. 2 still towards sight as well. Don't know how much he's going to get out of this. I really don't. Stands there with him. Needed that clean first kill. Open up a window of opportunity and then build off the back. But without that, the 3 will probably stay alive. Unless Stan can maybe catch Snax in the heels or someone on the way out from the site.
Yeah, Stan's trying to find a timing, and Snax is just walking. Now he picks up the speed. Oh, it just missed. So he gets around the corner. There's nothing really left for Stan to do, so just bail out. Make sure you keep that armor, that CZ. Second round for Virtus Pro. They do lose 2, but that's not a huge deal at all.
No, they'll be perfectly fine. 6k still on Taz. Pasha's a little lower than he'd probably like, but it's not the end of the world. Snacks gonna go for the old sword off. Where the hell? Oh, I guess down bed. Has he got the spawn for it?
He could. That is interesting. Going well, I mean, it is some maybe just assuming Nuke will get some close range battles, but yeah, if he goes into upper and they're in awkward spots.
Yeah,
although
sweep, so God.
Great call.
Thanks. He's away. Woo. And he's got the Kraken, so it's like the JW one on copper.
I'm not gonna lie to you, the Kraken is my favorite skin in the game.
It looks amazing, doesn't it?
It's great.
It actually looks so badass. Skins aside, haven't checked the new skins out.
I haven't either.
I'm actually going to sell all mine.
I saw, I think, a tweet of someone put out like a GIF of all cycling through all the new skins. There's actually a pretty cool AK skin.
Oh. No. We'll see if anyone's going to... Oh, they can't use it in this version, can they? Because it's
I don't know how that
rollback.
works. I don't know how that works with skins.
Damn. Well, all of that aside, the reason I talk nonsense is because, one, we have Snacks holding a rotate from upper through vent, so, you know, he is literally the Kraken lurking in the depths.
Oh, he's
what? What game were we playing? It was just like a hovering dude facing you off the ladder, fighting with a shotgun in the vent. It just, you know, in actual fact, it does sound very strange, doesn't it? But all said and done, this is a very decent round for Virtus Pro, keeping it clean enough. Not being too threatened. If anything, the better benefit from it would have been Taz getting a couple of those kills, build up some more funds. But, you know, it's not the end of the world losing out on one, as they do try and exit cleanly. Oh, Lord, that miscommunication was awful. Obviously, Snacks didn't want to shoot through the back of Neo there, or, you know, clip the side of him, but...
Got a little excited. He pulled the trigger early. It happens to everyone at some point. And yeah, that would have been great to get the extra bonus money off that shotgun. 3-0, now we're going to get into the gun round. The
Don't
M4s
avoid eye contact with me after you say these things. Dear Lord.
All the M4s on the board. No AWP on JDM quite yet. We've seen that pretty much throughout all three of their maps with their second round buys. They don't get the out on the field too early. And here it is. Bialy's going to jump on top of Silo. There's still a MAC-10 in play off on Pasha. Aggression outside. Liquid maybe deciding, since they don't have the op, maybe they just don't want to fight aggressively. So Virtus Pro is going to get yard. Actually, I think JDM might be... Is he pushed up or is he lower?
He's pushed up indeed.
You don't like that.
That was not too pleasant to see. Poor old JDM. Yeah. Pasha, he's barely even tagged him, really. Like 34 HP left.
No, I mean that has to be a kill. That has to be something you get from that's good positioning as well. Doesn't work out. So how does Liquid adjust and recover from here? Man down situation. I think the big player Stanislaus under ladder, Twist is in the upper bomb site, Elige is in vents, and Nitro is inside the upper bomb site. So decent setup here, but it's going to be a ramp room take from Taz, leading the way with that MAC-10.
Pasha there with him, heading towards ramp as you highlight. Bialy watching for that rotate, seeing if he can catch anyone trying to play around. And it might be Stan the first to reach a bit of contact here, and well, he loses out to Taz with a MAC-10.
That's that no head armor. You can see the aim just goes straight up into the air immediately, and there's no one to watch this lower bomb site now. Elige is down there. He's on the staircase, though. He's watching for Secret, so they're going to lose this site because the other two players haven't budged. They're still in the upper bomb site, and it might be a situation where unless Elige goes hero mode, they just give up this round, and he's dropped immediately in response by Pasha.
Nitro still going in quite quick, and finding Neo this fast might keep them around here. I don't see this happening with the AWP still up and everything said and done. It's very hard for them to play retake on this.
You have to give this up if you're Liquid. They have no kits, they have no utility, and Pasha's got that vantage point with the AWP from far back. So I mean, there's never a 0% chance. I've learned that the hard way. I've done that in the past. Not going to say 0, but it's not likely.
So seeing what they keep over. This is the first real kind of gun round into this sort of thing, and seeing. At the moment, Virtus Pro still maintaining quite nicely, and I don't know what to see as like the changing point for Liquid. I'm going to assume that once JDM gets that, or maybe even a double, or whatever it is, once they get to that, we might see a bit of resilience. And he was being shot at. The reason it didn't work out at the end because he was being shot from above, so I guess the aim punch to a degree, even though small, or whatever it is.
You're really trying to help him out there, aren't you?
Yeah, he should have killed Pasha like instantly. But it's tough sometimes,
Yes.
Tricky. But yeah, as said, I don't know what to expect from Liquid sometimes because it feels like they rebuild up late. They wait for those orbs to come out, and then they come back into games. But I don't know if they can do it against VP on Nuke. Byali already to strike first, find Elish, but Nitro's not going to go down without a fight. He does find a little bit of work towards Byali, so a 1-for-1 trade, but how is Snax here?
Yeah, it is the same play with a shotgun. Just get down vent. He'll be doing this a lot, I'm assuming, in this half.
Yep.
Here's the cool thing is Virtus.pro going towards ramp room. Nitro and JDM are both here. They need to have success. They can shut this down. It's a great shot from Nitro. Bait him into JDM, although he can't do anything with the pistol. This is where you imagine Snax is going to pounce, and he's in perfect position. Even Molotoving off vents. So clear avenue into the lower bomb site for VP. It's a 2-on-3 scenario. Can he stop this? No, he does massive damage. Eventually gets the kill. They can go for this now. This could turn into something for Team Liquid as Stanislaw and Twist meet up behind the vents. You still have Snax to deal with. And you still have Taz as well. There goes Stanislaw baiting. Twist is going to win that out. No kit. This has got to come quickly. Taps the bomb, but he's not aware of Taz's location. Brilliant positioning from Taz, and VP is rolling.
Yeah, they really are. Looking pretty solid overall. The way they're approaching the game seems robust. Even though it's gone close, we've seen the 1v1s come down to right at the end. It still doesn't feel like it's all that close. It feels like it's quite controlled. But maybe this is the fight back. We finally see that all with JDM. This is the exciting part for me. We've seen every single game they played in. Once they get to this, once they start maybe looking towards a double up down the line, they've got full utility. This is where it becomes pretty important. It's imperative to the way they play this out. Again, utility is a huge factor. I highlighted it when it was on Inferno because you can apply it here and then some. It's the biggest example. You need those Molotovs, you need those nades. That's the way you can slow down Snax from getting the control through vents. That's how you do it. Or you send JDM in. He's going to get a good tag towards Taz and keep that door safe for now. But here comes the flash, force him away. Neo's already found a kill as well towards Elish. Where was that?
That was outside.
Oh, rough.
Yep, Neo's up top. Yeah, I mean, that's a couple rounds out. JDM might be getting a little frustrated. Obviously, the missed kill onto Pasha previously, and this time he legs Taz, so nothing going right for the Opera of Team Liquid. At the moment, here comes a lot of utility from Virtus.pro being used to this upper bomb site. Twist has nice positioning, though. That's inside the door. He could catch him off guard. Taz is aware it's a possibility. Flashbang comes in, but it doesn't work. He turns in time and then adjusts to find Snax. Byali is the real man here. This could end the round.
Not an easy shot to make, though. Nitro going to claim a lives of 2 here and just leave Pasha and Taz all alone. That's so cheesy.
Oh, yeah, no, that's... Nitro's mean. That is... Yeah, you're exactly right. There's not an easy shot behind that forklift where it just seems like it's an impenetrable force. 5-0 in Virtus.pro. Taz and Pasha just going to keep these weapons in hand because despite winning 5 straight, the money is not great. Outside of Taz, who's got 11,000 at the moment, he'll keep that obviously with the surviving. He won't get the bonus, but I mean that's plenty of money to be able to drop guns over. They're going to have another solid buy going on. And Team Liquid, this is where this is that round where it's just like could be the nightmare scenario. They have to string them together. They can't lose this one.
Yep.
But at least they're on the board now. First one's the hardest.
Absolutely. And if they do manage to grind it back, this is from the other perspective, it is really hard to hit shots to this angle because you can see the amount of cover that's between
especially because
he's moving as well.
Yeah. Well, the best part is he's spotting first, right? So even if they check it, it's probably not the easiest thing to see.
No, it's really not. Was it Smiths who did that first?
I think so.
And he's just sat back
ruined
with an
the
orb.
map for everybody.
Yeah, it's just like the no fun police has arrived. Pasha with the orb now. We take a little look through Squeaky. And the sounds confuse me greatly. Because it just switches back into... That was out of sync, right? Like, I'm not actually going...
The sound was coming from the player.
Wonderful. Okay, Nitro though to find Neo to begin with. Oh, I lose my mind, not so slowly. And the 4 players remain from VP. Finally, it feels that maybe Liquid have a bit of a handle on the early game.
Yeah, and definitely, I mean, it's great they don't get punished by Pasha there with that peek. Even throwing in a nade, getting some chip damage in on him. The Opera VP down to 44. Snax is in a pretty aggressive lurking position. It's a Liege out here who's watching for this, and he's got a great vantage point. Everyone from VP just watching. Oh, that's Nitro with 2 kills. He's got 3 in the round. They try and come out the door. He punishes them. There's a 4th. He can go for the ace here, and he's going to get it. All 5 kills for Nitro. A huge hold in a round. We said they needed to string them together, and he steps up in a big way.
From 0 to 100, really, that guy went off. It was just like there was nothing happening on the map. They try and make that quick hit, and here we see it again. That off angle playing from the back of Squeaky comes back in, finding 2 so perfectly. and then everything else just falls so brilliantly into place. Just very well handled by him.
He's gonna, I mean, you know, we talked a lot about how he seemed to like just kind of be a little lost in this team, and he was having a rough time on an individual level finding his place, and he seems to be doing well so far here at New York. It's a nice pick from JDM as they try and cross over towards Red Box. Even the Molotov is going to come out, but it's extinguished. Right into the smoke it goes.
And let's remind ourselves, if you're just tuning in, this is, you know, an imperative match for both teams. They need this victory to stay alive within this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, this is big for both teams, obviously. I mean, you think, one, you're playing for elimination, so Virtus Pro on the back foot. If they lose Nuke, they're eliminated from New York. Even if you win, even if you're one of the teams that win the series, this becomes a marathon day, because you're going to be playing a BO3 next against Astralis. And you've already played, what, 2 best-of-1s, potentially 3 maps here, so that's when you really have to stay focused throughout a very long day of Counter-Strike. Not an easy route for either team to take. 3-5, and we're going to have a timeout from Virtus Pro, starting to figure out you know, what they're seeing from this defense, different ways they can manipulate it, different areas they can get opening kills. What do they want to change?
Yeah, I am interested to see if they have much to kind of go to now. Like, what's their fallback hit? Because, like, to me, it just seems that once they got utility, once they got the AWPs and, you know, yard control going on, a little bit of a challenge on it, it actually became really, really viable for just good CS from Liquid. Like, it wasn't, as I said, anything too quirky. They just had the tools they needed. So I'm wondering what the answer is here for VP. How do they face this one out?
Yeah, and I mean, that's a good timeout to take this early because they're still sitting very, very nice. 5 rounds at this point in the game is good. You're going to be happy with that on a T side. You don't want to get into a situation where you just start bleeding and like lose the next 6 or 7 rounds or so. Obviously wanting to inch that score up as much as possible. Going for a boost, giving Pasha the time to try and work a pick outside. But, I mean, as we've seen from Liquid throughout this half, they're not really challenging it. Even when JDM has the AWP, he's playing back towards CT spawn. Yeah, we saw Nitro over at the forklift. We saw Lige at an off angle pretty much very, very far back. So Liquid is not really throwing a strong defense outside.
No. Now we are seeing the deeper smokes. One down towards the locker room to cover that off. JDM now adjusts vision. Tries to support towards the upper site and sees if anyone's there. Pasha now controls that angle, and JDM actually commits towards site, so joins him on the ground.
Yeah, they've switched Stanislaw into that position. The M4 able to be more versatile and watching towards top of heaven, because as you can see, Virtus Pro wrapping around these rafters. You want the M4 in that position, not the op. Well, that's a good find. Stan with one. He's not aware there's another one, but Nitro again doing the work. Taz, he's on his way in. Stanislaw, where's his attention brought to? This is a very difficult round to read if you're Team Liquid.
And the observers, bless their hearts. This is great fun for them, isn't it?
Alicia is already down lower. He's found his way over towards the door. It's been open from the inside. He peeks out. Oh, he doesn't get the kill. He had an opportunity. Yeah, Neo's down to 19. Oh, twist through the flames, catches, snaps off guard. But yeah, this is hectic now, isn't it? One-on-one.
But he even got that information. Him taking that fight, even at the end, he didn't mean to. It just set up Stan to be able to find that kill towards Taz. But would you expect Neo on the site? Neo doesn't expect him. He sees the feet. That's been called. Stan knows where Neo is now, and Neo might not be so aware. Stan needs to time this perfectly. He needs to fight. Oh, and Neo's so quick. That could have been everything for Stan, and he went for the drop. He went for the quicker play. And it didn't work out.
Yeah, he had everything. It's definitely called out by a teammate. He doesn't notice it. And then once eventually he doesn't know exactly. I mean, you can get all the information. They can say he's beneath you, but you don't know exactly what that means. And dropping down gives Neo the time to react. Very, very good in the clutch situations is Neo, and that's a 6th for VP. That's tough to swallow because Liquid had to really battle into that round, and they almost salvaged it.
Almost. Pasha, though, looking a little bit quicker. Actually, the 2 players here. What? How does Pasha read this? I do not know. Sprays in, gets 2, and gets away with it. I don't know if he heard a connection or a net. I literally could not tell you why that worked out that time.
Yeah, sometimes it's, I mean, there's nothing wrong with saying you get a little lucky, but brilliant from Pasha. 2 kills there, and this is already a round loss for Team Liquid. Picking up the pace as Virtus Pro. Pasha's going to get a 3rd. Turning the corner, JDM's not expecting it, misses the shot. This is tough to swallow for Liquid, who felt like they had just gotten a grasp on this game at 3 rounds in a row. Now it's taken away from them. And I believe they're going to be pretty much out of money after this. They could buy up if they want. Stan and Twist are sitting at the high 3,000s at the moment, so they'll get more. But do they really want to invest everything into having those guys with the strongest buys and everyone else stuck on weaker weaponry?
And that's mad, though, isn't it? They also put 2 players towards ramp, and that's where Virtus.pro were going towards. So they had it in the right place. And Nitro fighting hard to keep hold of that rifle. This Twist might be asked the same question if he wasn't careful, but no one's that close by. So both teams will stay alive with what we have on our screens here. Virtus.pro's money certainly very much on the cusp. Let's watch this again from his point of view. Just sprayed it.
Yep.
To be fair, I think Elise shot back and he just saw the Bracer fire.
Yeah.
But the first kill and the instant adjust, assuming it's a double stack, that's nice.
Yes, I mean, that's very good. Why not just take the shot? You are, in a way, protected by that smoke, but, I mean, it can get into a dangerous spam battle at that point. Either way, Pasha comes out on top. I think the big thing for Team Liquid now is one thing that Virtus.pro has always had. Snax has been able to pretty much control door. He's been able to get outdoor and get into vents. That previous round, since Pasha had all the action, we didn't see it. But Snax did sneak into vents, and he did the old trick with the knife out. You know, the instant stab from beneath. So he's just waiting. He's just using that to cut off rotations, and that's the thing that makes Virtus.pro. You asked that question when this started. What makes Virtus.pro so good on this map? Well, they have so much experience playing it that it's hard for new teams with the communication, with inexperienced teams together, to have the proper comms and to be able to manage the fact that the bomb sites are stacked on top of each other. Virtus.pro does it so well, and they can really manipulate teams into being drawn directly where they want on the map. And NIP does the same exact thing. So it's just something with the experience on this map.
Ooh, is this a nice quick round? It is. Snax is away. UMP to hand, dives down to the vents, but it was Pasha just holding the back behind him. No one could then follow through. He was the support system to it, but it did get found by Nitro, who's been great as well at guarding that door. He got that ace bait from that position too. So back down to a 4v4. Now, they don't know if Snax really had much with him. He's kind of been a nuisance here by getting into the vents. A bit of a worry in the back of their minds. Snax actually dives back up. They're going to hit upper from the back of this. Players up in the rafters as well. One being Elige. There is someone on the side, but Elige does enough. Keeps their attention turned, but Nitro, I thought he could have maybe a little more there, but he did buy time for a little bit more attention to be put from JDM towards the upper side.
Snax, that's a great kill. One-on-one with JDM, and this is a tough situation for an Opper. You don't know where exactly he is. You don't want to miss. Snax is waiting for the peek, and there it is. JDM falls into the trap. So patient with Snax. And in 8th round, Liquid looked like they were going to have that one in the bag. And now they're just out of options. 3 to 8. They're going to be forced onto pistols.
They've gone for the nuke on nuke.
Take a nap.
I need one. I've had 4 hours sleep, basically. Let me nap.
Nade stack outside. Unfortunately, VP's not heading there. There it is, all 4 nades, maybe even 5, and VP hears all this, and they just, they can choose to go wherever they want from here.
Yeah, it's all theirs. Nothing really worked out for them, did it? Twist, though, that's not bad at all. He could have maybe got a little more for that, but Elige left now in the 1v3. I doubt much is going to stick from me. Maybe we'll get one, maybe a bit more costly, or do a little something.
At this point in the game, economic damage is
it's
all
not
well and
really
good.
Enough,
It's just not enough anymore.
No. Need a little more. Need the rounds.
Yep. That being said, it would be nice to do some economic damage. Elige up above heaven with the Deagle. And VP is just slow playing this. This has got to be so frustrating. When you're in like Elige's position and you're down 3 to 8, you're just like, why aren't they doing anything? Like, why are they being quiet? Why are they still walking?
You see, you touch like, why are they being so keen? But it's like, oh yeah, their tournament life depends on it.
Yeah,
right. Fair enough.
Yeah,
that's okay. I'll allow that to happen. And Elige creeping around the corner. Can't do anything. Found by Taz, claimed. As we do see a stretch now beginning for Virtus.pro. 9 rounds to the good for them. And here we get to see that nice little lineup. Oh, Twist, this is very nice.
Shoulder peek
very
into
nice.
the full commit. That's good stuff.
You seem to really enjoy that.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, AWP out on JDM, shotgun on Stanislaw. 3 M4s as well. 3 to 9. Liquid's got to rattle some off if they want a chance into the second half, into their own terrorist half. Still not really mounting a strong defense outside. No one peeking it. I mean, it seems like... Well, actually, here's Elige up on the rafters, peering down into the smoke. There's a gap there. Oh, look at that. It's perfect. Flashbangs don't blind him. A triple kill. Elige is a monster on these rafters, and that's just what Liquid needed.
That was second to none. I don't know how they're always seemingly in the right place at the right time, but he was. Those flashes were just, that was the first time they really played the rafters as well.
Yeah.
Or at least, on the CT side. Liquid haven't been putting a player up there, but no better time to try it out. And Yali having a wonder.
Great thing is there's a nice peek. Nitro was there. He was there to help out if it needed. Wasn't necessary, but still finds a kill onto Pasha. It's just byali left. Yeah, the cool thing for Elige as well is he's playing that position outside on balcony, but he's looking at a gap in the smokes. Those smokes weren't thrown like perfectly, so he can see there might be a possibility of seeing a shoulder as they run by, of getting a kill as they go through. And I mean, just turning the corner, they just walk right into his crosshair. You can see here, his attention is on the smokes, and then I think he hears a footstep right at the last second. Adjusts, and it's easy from there. Flashbang doesn't bother him whatsoever.
Really nice adjustment even on the third player of finding Neo. It's like Neo's running across like the balcony ledge, like the handrail almost. So it's just really nice. Now, these are, well, some of the same smokes, the quicker smokes towards the outside area, so they're just going to run it now. They're running down to Secret. JDM probably won't be able to get a glimpse. I'm pretty sure the smokes are up properly this time, but I'm wondering who's quick to Secret. Who from the CT side will be down there first and foremost?
It's been Elige previously. Oh, there's Pasha. This time he doesn't win the battle. Not lucky through the smoke. Good find from Elige. That kind of puts a halt to it, doesn't it? No one from VP really wants to move after that.
Yeah, and I always love the when they open the door the other way around, and you can use it as like an extra piece of cover to like just crouch up and about up and down next to. But Elige has a nice enough angle as is, doesn't have to really worry about too much. As Virtus.pro, as you said, they've hit the brakes. I don't know really what to do here. So now Elige again going to get challenged, flashed out, backs away, gives up some of the site, but he can request some support. And really, Virtus.pro are struggling here. They don't know what they have for free.
Well, if Elige requested support, it's not coming. No one's moved. He's still the only one down low. He sees the feet. That's a nice kill onto Neo. Nitro is in ramp room waiting to come down. He's just guarding his back so Elige can't get backstabbed. It's going to be the vents. This is more that vertical manipulation, but Twist is still up here. So is Stanislaw.
Stan could be a real nuisance, but only if he faces it at the right time. Twist not paying real attention either, but they're down to 25 seconds here. This is going to be right down to the wire as they do start to creep their way out. Stan could be like a guillotine from above. byali's head could go rolling, but Taz is already out there. Twist spins around, spots one, but then Snax pins him to the wall. We might actually have a shot at this now working out. Virtus.pro get a bomb plant, still have two alive, and they just heard one over by Hut. byali absconding away from the flash, doesn't want the fight, doesn't want it yet, finds an angle he can work with, peeks towards upper, he spots one. Now they know where two are. The picture slowly unraveling here as Snax prepares himself as well, holding a very deep angle on it. Oh, they both peek out at the same time. It's just byali now in the 1v1, but the damage has been done to the two remaining players from Liquid. Oh, it's going to be Nitro holding on. There's recovery in sight. It's not all over. If Virtus.pro got this, that scoreline would be looking far more drastic already, and that second half would not be feeling so great, but maybe there's a chance to get up to 6 rounds and pull something together.
And it almost feels like it would be a miracle. At certain points in this half, it was looking extremely dire. 2 big runs from Virtus.pro. This time, I mean, Liquid, they have the benefit now. It's going to be mostly pistols and Galila, UMP obviously on the VP side, so definitely the arsenal favors Liquid. That was a great retake. It can be so difficult when you retake that bomb site to manage a player coming up vents because he's at a disadvantage everywhere. But they time it, they coordinate it perfectly with the player coming outdoor, able to beat Snax. Fast pace from Virtus.pro, at least from Pasha. He's all the way down. He's already down, and Snax is in vents per usual. JDM has a big job to do over at ramp room. That's where the main hit's going to come in, and he mistimes it. He looks like he wants to drop down, and Taz picks him off.
Well, Virtus.pro have the advantage, but still such weak weaponry. And look at Stan's timing here. 2 for 1. He spots the bomb as well. This is going to be every bit of information made. He's going to speed up. He just wants to get these kills. Get him down. Oh my god, what has happened?
You can't have that. That was
Stan,
the bomb as well. That could have saved the round.
That would have been it.
VP has a chance now. Oh, everything you do is so perfect up to that point, wasn't it?
Yeah, it really was.
Well, Twist and Nitro left in a really tough spot. The lower bomb site is lost. There's Nitro, finds the timing on Neo. Looking away. Remember, this was a very weak buy out of Virtus.pro initially. They've got 3 more to find, and it's all on Twist coming from Secret, and he can't win that battle. It's the CZ from Snax that wins out. And Nitro, so much to do. I don't think he has the time or the HP to do it, although he's got a chance. He now knows where one more is.
But it's where's that final player? It doesn't matter. Taz will do enough, but you've got to feel there was such an opportunity in that round to get this to that 6-round marker for Liquid. Give them that real viable shot into that second half. But 5-10, Virtus.pro known for their prowess on Nuke. This could be going to that third map, Jason. I feel it's getting pretty likely at this point. I'm excited for it, but still, 1 more half to go. We'll find out who's going home, or is it a third map? Virtus Pro are fighting for survival, and so far they're doing a darn good job of it too. Currently leading on the half, but there were moments in that game where you felt Liquid could have chipped away more, but some very quiet performances.
Hell, look at Nitro.
And, yeah. Nitro's doing good.
That's not a bad effort in a 5-10 half. So, yeah, he's leading the way quite strong. He's leading the server by a fair margin as well.
Yeah, by a country mile. 10-5. I don't know what to make of this. I'm a little worried after that last moment.
All starts with the pistol round for Team Liquid, and then from there you need to get the benefit. You need to cause a lot of economy resets on VP on the CT side. You need to make sure they don't have the utility. Nitro playing Snax' own game.
Yeah, and please. Snax, he's waiting. Look at this guy. Oh. Nitro's going to find Neo. That might just anger the beast from beneath. We'll see if they go for it. He's tempted. He's toying with the idea of it, but already Snax is backed away. Is he baiting this? Is he trying? Elish just killed Stan? What is going on this round? It's a 3v3 now, and Virtus Pro are even confused. Why are they Liquid on the rafters?
Yeah, this is getting hectic.
What's going on?
A lot of aggression towards ramp room, and they're losing track of this. Fiali coming out of Hut. He gets one. He gets a second as well. Twist drops in events. There's no avenue to get back up.
That was very, very scrappy. What just happened?
It was. It was Liquid. Nitro gets an opening kill, which is great, and I think they obviously want to pinch that upper bomb site by coming up rafters. But it's just a great play from VP. Instead of really fighting for the bomb site, Fiali goes through Hut, clears out lobby, comes back. Let's see how this TK happened. Wow, that's unfortunate. That is 2 TKs in this series so far for Elish.
Yeah, he's taken his own teammates down. He saw what Stan did in the last half. He was like, you know what? You deserve this. Just, a little bit of cruelty.
It's like, don't ever fail me again.
Long live the king.
The straight villain, yeah.
Yeah, I love a bit of it. But into this round, Virtus Pro do have the lead, and this was the kind of building blocks for Liquid to get back into this game and finish it out in 2 and send Virtus Pro basically home. Was to get that first round. Second half, always good. Give you maybe 1-2 more you got to feel, and then you've got the better step maybe coming into that gun round. But for now, it's Virtus Pro sitting with that 11th round in their pocket. A decent purchase, but quite light. Only one real rifle. Oh, no, excuse me. 2 rifles here.
Here comes Pasha. That scout doing some work. Pulls out the pistol. It proves to be his undoing. He does get 1 kill. Taz going to stick around for that bonus money. Nice transfer over to JDM. The timing, though, for Elish is going to be in his favor, but he misses the initial shot. That gives Taz the much-needed time to tap away at range. A 12th round for Virtus Pro, a big lead for them and Liquid. They've pretty much got to buy up in this 3rd round. They have to close the gap. They can't give away a whole lot of rounds for free in this map if they want to close it out. So AK is being purchased, and Stanislaw is going to go for the UMP just so we can get that full utility.
Yep, always nice to have at least one person. Yeah, he's a kind soul. As said, he just got alphaed by Elish, so he kind of needs to just be like, all right, I'll be this guy, don't you worry. Pasha, though, adjusting already, spots one. That was so quick. Elish gets punished now. And already 1-man advantage to Virtus Pro as they're going to try and make their way down towards lower.
Again, though, another one of those instances where you're just like, why'd you peek that?
Why'd you not wait for the smoke?
A second before the perfect smoke wall pops up. So perhaps some frustration coming out on the Team Liquid side, but still. They did get a player to the stairs. Nitro's down there. He's been, like we mentioned, one hell of a game.
We wait, basically. See if Virtus Pro get overzealous to do anything. Pasha's actually going to push towards Nitro and find him. So, yeah, VP is certainly not patient in this, but it's working. They're fine. They're pretty golden at the moment. And as I said, this is fight for survival, and it's kind of gone to the way we expected, if I'm honest, the way the maps have kind of played out. And it's all eyes towards that final map. Gorgeous work from Twist there. Nice little shot, but don't know how much impact it will have on the end outcome of this round.
Not much. It doesn't even look like Team Liquid is going to... you still kind of have to fight for this round just because you're down so much. Like I said, they can't just give rounds away for free. But you don't see a whole lot of avenues for success for them to at least turn this into a winning venture. There's 2 players in upper, and they're both in rafters. Neo in a particularly difficult place to clear out, and that Molotov is going to slow things down even further. You can see Liquid can't even afford to wait for it. They just have to go towards door. This is where Neo is. Double kill for him. 2 headshots straight down, 13-5.
And it's nice to see Virtus Pro being this consistent.
Plow still lives on Nuke, Lauren.
And just on Nuke.
Just on Nuke.
But no, it is good to see. It's pretty nice for them in a way. You come off the back of the first map, which was quite quite shaky. You had Pasha doing well, just good confidence. Come into this, you play well as a team. It's got to be a nice little feeling to get that under your belt, kind of get into your head. Liquid gonna have to go into that final map after a loss if it continues this way. So again, see if it affects them. We saw them having a great game on Mirage before though, so really excited to see if this comes through and does go all the way. It does seem as though it's quite likely at this point. One Tech-9 and a couple of light pistols invested. That Molotov is going to hinder the entirety of it, and Snax is loving it. He knows what he's done. He's like the border collie just herding the sheep around as he does have a little chew towards one. JDM's gone, and Bialy waits at the bottom. No escape, nowhere to hide, nowhere to run. Stanislaw will try and find one.
Gets the kill. Doesn't really run too far. Goes to the pistol. Taz is going to take him out. Clinical from VP. One more chance for Team Liquid to get some semblance of a comeback started. But even so, even if they win this, even if they win, it's just a long road back. As I mentioned, I mean, we saw the monstrous T side at Virtus Pro, and I've mentioned a couple times, I think the great strength of this team is the rotations on the CT side. Which is something that we saw Team Liquid's rotations themselves weren't all that stellar, as I get a VHS rewinded in games.
There's been so many years since I've heard like those rewind sounds.
Yeah, that's great.
Thank you for that.
Nostalgia.
Little, yeah, flashback. I like that. Twist though, straight up. Well, how is he this far out? No one's watching it? That's insane. I don't know what they've done to pull this much attention elsewhere, but they pulled a real good fake. They applied pressure in some places that just blew their minds apparently, because they just walked out upper, got the plant, no one there to stop them.
It may not be enough. It is down to a 3-on-3. How much does Taz want to commit? Still plenty of time in the bomb still for VP to make this retake happen if they want. Snax is going to start pressuring in. Elige on top of the hut has a big job to do. Pasha and Taz trying to coordinate as well. There's the flash out. He looks away. He had a chance to go for the legs. He wins that fight. That might have been the critical one, and Twist takes out Taz up top. So it's just Pasha, and he might go for a kill, but just wants to save the ult.
Ooh, he's going to have to fight for this. Nice. Didn't expect a second follow-up. How is he alive? 1 HP, and he's stayed alive. Oh my word, those bullets felt closer than they were, but...
Bless his soul.
I don't know how he did that. 14-6, Jason. All right, there's you know, windows. Tiny little crack of a window opening. They see the word opportunity behind them.
The tiniest of windows, yes.
Yeah. it is unlikely, because let's say that round, the way they picked that up was a very aggressive upper hit that just seemed to work. I don't know how they pulled that much attention elsewhere, but they did. They managed it. But I don't know if it's something you can repeat. We're going to find out now. It's going to be JDM. Quiet thus far. Has a chance, and it's Bialy again, the big denier of everything they want to do. Neo this time, all eyes trained towards upper. They're not getting away with it again.
I was going to say, it's not going to work twice, VP. I don't think they necessarily did anything to pull attention away the last time. That's a nice shot from Pasha. Almost the follow-up. Nitro, who's had a phenomenal game, as we mentioned a couple times, in a 1-on-2. He's got a chance here, but Taz beats him to the punch, beats the timing. And yeah, I was going to say, I don't think Liquid necessarily did anything to pull attention away. I think it was just, you know, the tactic that Virtus Pro called was just a very weak upper defense at the start of the round, and Liquid just got fortunate. Ooh, hello.
Pasha is just so good when he plays like this.
That's not fair.
Stop it. Be nice.
All right, why not?
Look, let him have his fun, all right? It's been a while since we've seen you this Pasha. It's been years.
Yeah, he can do whatever he wants.
Look, if I'm honest, I'm excited for Mirage. As much as, you know, it'd be cool for Liquid to win it in 2 and all that jazz, I want to see Mirage. I want to see both of these teams in a kind of, oh, there it is. There's Snax. Bye, Nitro.
He's been doing that like the majority of this game, most of it coming from the T side. He finally gets his reward. And Pasha is just still a monster.
There it is. All right, this suddenly gets exciting for me and you, I'm pretty sure. We get to see Mirage, something that looked great for Liquid earlier. But now Virtus Pro have reminded us they are a team that can do wondrous things, but they need to do it on that final map. This is to stay alive here, of course, at ESL 1 New York. So guys, do stay tuned. We'll be back after a break with the desk to break down this last map.
in the morning, and they're like, "God, that's it."
Wait, what? They dropped the waffle?
Why would he drop a waffle? In breakfast time. And he just drops the waffle.
And they just disband their team after the waffles drop? All right, Enchantress, huh?
Enchantress.
I mean, we saw a lot of Enchantress by Empire.
Yes.
They picked it both times, right? They didn't win, but
yeah.
I think he.
We had a Na'Vi Enchantress as well, but Miposhka played Enchantress in that game too. Yeah.
Spirit Breaker.
Wow. Interesting. The Undying is banned out. We did see a lot of really good Undying games, and Team Empire especially suffered.
Is that a
from the
silencer
Undying.
too? Nope. Oh yeah, that's cool. Okay, I put Beastmaster. Is that just going unbanned? Am I putting him back down? All right.
Ooh, are we gonna see Beastmaster?
Undying.
We saw him banned out all games yesterday.
I'm gonna be pretty hype if he makes it in. I want to know why he's so OP. So.
What do you mean?
Well, I see.
Read his skills, Dumbo.
On paper, Grant, you're thinking inside the box.
Okay.
I want to see him in
Prove it.
action.
Yeah, I mean, he gets a freaking. He's literally how Moo plays it on Complexity, except now you get a free Helm of the Dominator.
Hey, Beastmaster ban.
What a surprise!
Too bad, so sad.
Wait, I'm missing one. Who am I missing?
You got a Rubik, you got a Spirit Breaker,
I have
Undying,
six. I just can't
Silencer.
count.
All right.
Brewmaster. That hero owns. And that is offlane. Empire's Radiant or Dire?
Empire is Dire.
Okay, so we're going to toss him over here in the offlane.
Oh, the Brewmaster. This will be exciting.
Remember when he used to be middle? Yeah, like we talked about it yesterday. He always used to be a middle hero, and then
Yep.
S4 is like, I'm the man.
remaining. Yep.
How was that? I guess S4 played at middle and then took it to the offlane.
That EG Brewmaster mid. I remember those days.
For good times.
Witch Doctor first pick.
Oh, I'm so proud.
Wow. All right. Now this is a hero that has fallen a lot out of favor. Did he get any big changes? I don't believe so.
No, Witch Doctor has been the same for such a long time.
Witch Doctor and who?
And Earthshaker.
Witch Doctor and Earthshaker. Yeah.
Earthshaker's super weird, right? He doesn't do damage if the hero is by himself now.
5 seconds.
On his ultimate. That's just a nerf. If he's by himself with like no creeps or anything, it just doesn't do damage.
Huh. Interesting.
So I think he's more of a support now. So we're just gonna put him here in the river. This guy likes roaming around now. Could be an offlaner, but he does way less damage.
Now, shouldn't this draft already tell us something? I mean, Witch Doctor is kind of a do-all support. He's just kind of okay at everything.
So what does that tell us?
Tells me that they're going for some real specific kind of strat coming.
But you just said he was a do-all.
I know.
What kind of specific strat?
But their next 3 picks are going to be very specific in their game plan. They don't want to give away anything.
I think, I mean, if you look at Team Secret, they've got a lot of team fight already, and so far, Empire has only got a Brewmaster. I guess Doom is quite good in a team fight if you know who to shut down.
Because Brewmaster, who picked Empire? So that means Doom's going to be the 4th support, huh?
Yesterday we had Doom by Miposhka, so yes.
Huh. So yeah, we'll just toss him in the jungle here.
5 seconds remaining.
Why not?
He eats a free creep. The only problem is you go middle, right, at level 1, so because you don't spawn creeps till 1 minute anymore, which is like a nerf to all junglers, which is a nerf to Doom, obviously.
Indeed.
That's an AA ban. That's a good hero.
Yep.
What's your least favorite hero in Dota, Shiver?
To watch or to play?
Both.
To play Shadow Fiend.
5 seconds remaining.
To watch. Normally the heroes that don't require any interaction with other heroes. So, in this patch,
Anti-Mage?
Yeah, I guess Anti-Mage with the blink thing. He just doesn't want to fight at the moment.
Yeah.
I want people that want to fight. I really like watching Puck. I can't play Puck at all, but I really like watching Puck because he's like all over the place all the time.
Yeah.
And you got that level 25, that hype moment.
All the gold.
Go. Does he still have the gold?
Who?
Puck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still got the 420
It's
gold?
gold, and then Coil does rapid fire is his other 25. Like when you coil someone, you rapid fire. Like you wind ranger him in the thing, and then his like orb speed's at 20 now. It's way less. That's a Bane and an Alchemist ban.
Alchemist ban. What?
All right. Does that say anything for the draft that Empire might want to go for? Because it is so random to ban that at the moment. Or is it that random to ban it at the moment?
An Alchemist?
An Alchemist.
That's super weird. Maybe they just, I mean, it's Empire and Secret, right? I'm sure they script each other.
Actually, they probably banned the Alchemist because the Ancient Apparition got banned.
Seconds remaining.
And they just think, why would you ban out an Ancient Apparition?
He's a good hero right now, though. I mean, that doesn't automatically...
I think it's just more they probably... I couldn't say, but I'm sure these teams have scrimmed against each other like a ton.
Probably.
Maybe they just seen like some inside scrim stuff because it's just super weird. Now we just see like an Oracle Husker. That'd be great. What about that? You guys like that combo?
Oracle Husker?
I hate that combo.
I think it's pretty hilarious when people get away with it.
So that's Viper, huh?
It's one of those things, like, I like it now because it doesn't happen very often, so it's like hype to see when it does happen, but if it would be happening more often, it would be very boring.
Viper, man, this hero's do all now. Lane winner and a flash farmer.
Actually love him.
This Viper looks so sad in this picture. His wings don't come up all the way. He's like the saddest Viper ever.
Oh.
Good. Good. Disruptor.
This is an interesting draft, you know? They got a little bit of team fight, a little bit of...
We'll just put Disruptor up top here, I guess.
I don't understand where the synergy is right now in Team Empire, really.
Yeah, they just... That's why I love Doom in the offlane, but I think he's so bad as a support, like... Because he just wins 1v1 lanes, even 1v2 lanes with Scorched Earth, Infernal Blade, and then as a support, you just eat a creep.
Yep.
Cool.
Viper does look like he's going through some massive depression. Fly, Viper, fly.
I don't know. Viper's just one of those boring heroes. Now he's a little bit funner. Like, is he going to break the PA?
He's a fun counter now. Now
Yes.
he's like a gotcha pick.
Yeah,
He actually does something now.
Yeah, he's cool. I like him.
Okay.
You know, as a person and as a hero.
Even though he's sad now?
Even though he's gone through the rough times, and it's time for him. Look at him. His wife just left him. His kids told him that they never loved him. He's a terrible father.
Already, Secret has a lot of stuns, and Empire has 0. And you already kind of know their support duo, right? It's going to be like Doom Disruptor.
Doom can pick up a Centaur and he will have a stun.
Okay. But Doom Disruptor is like, those heroes have to do well. And, they don't have any stuns.
It could be, I mean, maybe it is Doom in the offlane this time. Probably not, but it could be Brewmaster somewhere else.
Nature's Prophet picked up.
My goodness.
MP.
That's an N.
It's an N.
10 seconds
Good job.
So that's Nature's Prophet on that side. We're going to assume then he is in the old offlane arena.
He will be for Fodder.
Fodder. I mean, Nature's Prophet is good. Any global presence hero always feels good, especially this guy. Now that armor is different, especially like the treants just do more damage and Poor Man's Shield being gone.
So we're missing Ace's hero, right?
Yeah.
It's
Unless
kind
he
of
does play
interesting that
Viper.
they leave that to the last, because normally they pick Ace's heroes a little bit earlier because they kind of ditch Ace.
So do you want me to put Viper in the safe lane?
No.
We did see safe lane Viper as well.
That could be it, but what do you think?
I don't know. I'll leave him middle. I just think he's better middle, but we've seen him in the safe lane a few times. Man, with the removal of Poor Man's Shield, Nature's Prophet, like, he just got, like, the biggest buff of that item being removed. All safe laners got nerfed, and he got buffed. All right.
All right.
Cool.
Pretty decent. Let's see what Empire is going for. So we already decided that they lack stuns.
And
the mid and the safe laner, right?
a middle laner who maybe can put up with Viper. Razor's still in it.
Yeah, but they tried Razor yesterday. Did not work out. Ooh, Sniper.
We saw Sniper, and it worked for the other team.
Worked for G. Worked for Vega.
Where's that set? Sniper.
Better yet, it worked really well.
So do you think it's going middle? We'll say it's going middle then.
At the moment, I think Sniper will be going middle, yeah. G did say, like, the reason that Sniper worked is that you want to have a fast game.
Yeah.
Do you really have fast games with a Doom and a Brewmaster?
I mean, if Doom gets those early levels and Brewmaster gets, like, he gets 6, maybe a Blink Dagger by, what, 10, 11 minutes? I mean, you can make a game super quick.
Yeah.
But is he going to get that is the question, because that's a lot of ifs, you know?
Yeah, I mean, they might put Brewmaster in the safe lane, honestly, and then do some crazy, like, Disruptor Doom run at you off lane sort of thing with another hero.
Yeah.
I think you actually need Brewmaster in the safe lane, but...
I can see that, Grant. I agree with you. I think it's going to be an aggressive try.
Is that a Bane last ban? Bane just made it through this entire time?
No, Bane already got banned in the previous phase.
Oh. Whoops. Wait, did I put him there? All right. I was just, 5 bans now. I'm not used to 6 bans.
It's true. 6 bans.
Too many.
We're waiting for the bans at the moment.
It feels like Secret, you kind of know what they want to do. They have early game.
Yep.
It's not like they have the best team fight, but they have these, like, engagement, skirmish fights on lockdown. You get Viper farm, and then no one on the other team can kill him.
Interested to see if Team Secret's going to try to equal out their draft a little bit with more of a late game carry pick, or if they're actually just
Well, there's
go
PA.
all in.
Venge and a PA. Bad.
Oh my
Wraith?
goodness,
Who?
they've already
Wraith?
picking. My goodness. Wraith King. So that's a Wraith King carry on Empire? Okay.
It could work.
I feel then that, these two go down here, and then Brewmaster definitely just goes into the safe lane by himself. And then Doom just in the jungle running wherever.
These guys have a lot of frontliners for Sniper to be able to hide behind. They soak up a lot of time.
Oh,
the Anti-Mage. Don't boo. Team Secret was doing AM before everybody else.
And that's Ace's hero, so...
It is Ace's hero.
Pop over here, boom, safe lane, and then, you know, I'll just head back over. Hey!
Hey, long time no see.
Anti-Mage. But...
Anti-Mage.
Anti-Mage versus what? Doom Disruptor.
Yeah.
That's a lot of...
That's pretty rough.
That's lockdown, but you're going to assume the rest of your team just wins early game because you have 4 super early game heroes, so and I'm just going with Secret. If you wanted to know.
I wanted to know,
All right,
yes.
Stick.
You know, I feel like Sniper could actually do okay this game, but I'm still going to go with Secret because Anti-Mage. He's broke still. Sorry. And Secret.
So, Secret. Yeah. I'm going for Secret as well.
Wow.
I think they're the better team in this series.
Caster's Curse.
I mean, yesterday we all went for Na'Vi in the third game as well. Na'Vi ended up winning, so we don't really have the Caster's Curse.
Well, I don't think
maybe we have the
good
Caster's Blessing in this case. Let's hope that's not the case for Empire, though, because they need a little bit of extra luck to maybe help them through this first game of the series. It is over to ODPixel and Fog.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome for the first game of the day. We've got the wonderful Team Secret up against Team Empire. I'm ODPixel, I'm here with Fog, and we're ready to go. Look at this, so Secret, they've got a stand-in for this.
Just kidding.
They haven't.
It's Fada.
I'm so confused. What's going on?
It's Fada.
Oh, yeah,
he's on a
it is.
Smurf.
He's on a Smurf. No, he's not, just in case Valve are watching. He's a good boy.
I mean, he's tagged up with the same name anyway. He's usually Penguin, he's Penguin in this one.
But we'll be calling him Fada.
Yeah, we'll be saying Fada for the Nature's Prophet.
Try and avoid confusion, but if you see Penguin, Penguin is Fada. He's on the Nature's Prophet. And as the team, as the panel was saying, the Anti-Mage pick feels pretty good to finish off with against this Wraith King core. But they do have a catch with the Disruptor. They've got a Doom. But do they have to waste it? What's going on? Are we good?
Yeah, it's okay. I just don't have. I have no control.
Oh, you're watching one of the players'
I'm watching one of the players' perspectives.
Oh, these are some sick actually.
What the hell happened?
Which player
I can only
is it?
see one side.
Which player?
I can only see one side of the map.
Valve, please!
This was on me somehow.
Come on, Valve.
All right, so...
At least it's alright in this one.
Let's take a look. It looks like Secret, they picked like to respond versus Empire's hero. Like the Witch Doctor versus Brewmaster. People used to pick that a lot for the cask between the Brewmaster ulti, as well as the heal, counteracting a bit of the damage that comes out. But Empire, they have very comfort heroes. I know we talked to them a couple weeks ago, and they were talking about Brewmaster because they picked it with, I think, Doom as well. And they were just like, yeah, we've been practicing this hero a lot. Ghostic really likes playing it after watching Fada.
Oh,
so he's a
look at
big
this.
fan of this.
No, look at that.
So we'll see what he's going to be able to do on the Brew this time around. It should be pretty interesting. Because Viper, we know the interaction. I'm pretty sure the panel had mentioned it. Nether Toxin versus the Drunken Brawler. Bye-bye.
I mean, yeah, Nether Toxin is such a spell.
You still are, of course, if you get hit by the haze, it doesn't, you still have that miss rate, but the Nether Toxin removes that Drunken Brawler from...
Isn't Nether Toxin and Doom the only 2 spells in the game that apply break?
Off the top of my head, I think there's others, I'm pretty sure.
There might be some other weird ones.
Yeah, there's others.
But there's not a lot of spells.
Not a lot, no.
There's a lot of power in that Nether Toxin that a lot of heroes don't have. They've got the Fish Runs and Miposhka. And he's jumping forward, trying to find the body blocks as Puppy and Yaps are beaten down. And he's big. The Drunken Ace on Ace will stop the AM chasing. So they won't be able to find the kill.
Almost goes down. He saves his skill point the whole time. Doesn't even go for the Scorched Earth level up to make sure he survives. So now it's Sniper versus Viper in the mid 1v1. We've seen Sniper picked a lot versus Viper in mid because it's one of the few matchups that you can actually kind of deal with it because you can keep that distance away. Oh, yeah. And headshot's pretty annoying. That being said, though, Viper is quite strong either way. So I liked what Grant was talking about with the Nature's Prophet. Like the removal of Poor Man's Shield. This hero actually got huge buffs because of that, just being able to bully with those treants.
Yeah, I mean, this hero is great. Anyway, I mean, in 707, did he really have... Was there any changes that hurt the hero? Like, I imagine he did have his talents mixed up a bit, but
he lost the health talent attack.
Lost the health talent.
The 250
that was quite a big
talent
one.
Was one of the big ones.
Okay.
People were talking about, you still get the damage talent, which more people will probably be taking now, but the health was very nice to just be tankability because I think Mind Control would get it almost every time, that health talent.
Yeah, well, you get that in drums and then
and you're just
10, 14 minutes in, you're pretty
exactly.
Good. Yeah.
So We'll see. I think Secret's lineup, like, they have this very, like, you know, it's Nature's Prophet AM. This is a classic we've seen for a long time, that if they take it to the late game, you're going to lose your buildings, you're going to get split pushed, and they make so much space for the anti-mage. So I'm really liking that in response to the Wraith King. Burning the Wraith King's mana as well will be very nice. However, Wraith King does get the talent earlier now. That level 20 is the no reincarnation mana cost. Top lane. Fada in a lot of trouble here.
Crit, yeah.
But he seems to be okay.
Got another Raid Fire Blast. I mean,
he's dead.
Yeah, he's not on back for that one. That's a freebie. Empire.
Almost gets fan score.
He should be fine. As he's tangoing up, running himself away from the tree, and it's close.
Oh, he's teeping back in. Is he going to get the hit
okay,
off?
actually with himself coming back through, he's got a chance for, but Vanscourt makes the right movement. Silent quite, not quite got enough mana for the stun, but it looks like it doesn't matter. Yes. In fact, as Eruptor turns around, Vanscourt's able to get one of the treants. A bit of gold, but keeps himself alive despite Fada's best attempts to get that kill.
Miposhka throws a rock at YapzOr. And look at this mid lane. FN is killing it at the moment. 12-4 to the 6-3 Viper.
I mean, as you say, you know, Sniper certainly has his advantage in the matchup, but this is also just a very nice play from FN. But this is still a lane where, you know, it's mid one. He's going to be incredibly strong in the lane. It's not going to be an easy lane at all for FN, but so far so good.
Yeah, it's very good for the Sniper. And we saw bottom lane. Maledict.
Oh, they want a man fight.
Oh, they're fighting.
He wants the man fight. Who's going to win it? Shrapnel's out. FN is ticking low. Can he keep himself alive? He's fine.
Yeah,
the poison's not enough.
He actually salves and loses it right away to that corrosive skin. So someone else is going to have to heal him up. Nature's Prophet started the TP, but canceled. I think that's maybe what mid one was trying to go for, right? Have Fada TP in.
Oh, yeah.
And help him with the kill there, but
definitely,
a little bit
yeah,
slow.
You're right. That would have definitely been what I was hoping for at least. I mean, he was banking on getting that sniper kill, and he did not.
And now he's really losing the lane. I mean, 18-4 to 10-3 plus a kill. That's pretty devastating already for Viper.
Oh, down bottom, Puppey.
They got the Fissure block? They do.
And they've got the Maledict. Scorched Earth against that Maledict is going to do quite a bit from Miposhka, and I think he should be fine here with the regen he has. Yeah, it's pretty nice to have, especially against the early levels of Maledict where it doesn't really do that much at all, unless you have good amounts of new.
Level 1
they don't at the moment. Yeah.
Level 1's pretty weak. Yeah. Level 2 and level 3 Maledict is where the damage really starts kicking in.
Now down bottom though, Ace not seeming to have too much difficulty at all with this Brew being in the lane, trying to make him miss DS. I mean, Ghostic, he's not getting a lot of XP out of this. I mean, there's a reason why. He's 16 denies from this AM, and you see how it hurts the Brew. 4 minutes in, he's still level 1.
Yeah, he's only got one last hit as well. He can't even step up. Every time they try to do anything, they just get so much stress. And now mid, FN.
This is what mid one was banking on last time, having the presence of Fada.
Oh, the treants aren't being microed. Okay, guess he didn't need him anyway, but oopsie.
That is some BM anti-micro there from Fada. Poppy.
He's got the cast.
He has. Oh, look at those pounces. Oh, on the fish. It won't be quite enough damage again to bring down Ghostic, as it is just the early levels. In fact, Puppey himself in trouble. He's hoping for a deny to these creeps as such. He's not going to get it, but Miposhka will find the kill. Ace came in trying to find some revenge, but Miposhka still a little too beefy on the Doom from Warcap.
Puppey really just gave up his life there instead of just trying to run away or anything. He just accepted it. He's like, oh, they're going to chase me down, I guess, anyway. So that was a bit interesting to see him just run into the neutrals like that. Tanked a lot of extra damage.
Yeah, but